Rule number one of ARK, never try to do an intro on the title screen because it's way too fucking loud. Let's just get in there. Okay, let's just do my settings like how I was doing. We do difficulty up to 1. Hopefully this is all the same. This is my first time playing on PC. I'm going to end up doing an intro here anyway, just because it'll take me so long to do whatever. But I was doing this on console for whatever reason. There's no special reason why. So hopefully this will run and record and everything perfectly, which it should. But yeah, it's my first time playing on PC. That'll, of course, increase my productivity and everything by a million. What else did I change? I guess it's just that. And of course I have all my own rules, but basically this is a good way to segue for the series to say that there was something I was talking about. Let me think how to do this. Difficulties up to 1. I think that's the only thing. Now we're choosing play single player, but don't you normally get to choose a spawn point of where? That's even what I was talking about. Like where, well, maybe since it's my first time playing it won't do that. But, oh, no, here, okay, it's the music's still going to be crazy here, isn't it? Or maybe not. But no, basically, this is normally my Sunday series. This is the last time I'm going to do it on Sunday. So my schedule is changing, and the nature of the series is changing. So let me do a bit of an extended intro. So I realized in the last couple days that I don't have enough time to do 2 categories anymore. So my new schedule is going to be like, okay, Monday is Magic, but it'll still be because that's just one category. Tuesday is still going to be chess. Wednesday was whatever Wednesday, where like I play random games, just anything. I play Geometry Dash, stuff that's on the Steam charts that I've never played before, or like some kind of whatever's leaving the Game Pass soon, stuff like that. So Wednesday is going to be my second Saturday slot is going to move to Wednesday, which is my Paladins multiplayer champion hero gauntlet, whatever. Like where I go through every hero. If I die, I have to go to the next one, and so when it's over, then I could do like Smite or something. That'll be Wednesday, so that Saturday is just the flex format. Then Thursday is going to be this, and when this is over, I can move to like Sea of Thieves or whatever, something like that. And then the point is that we're weaning ourselves off of console too, and 2 categories. I don't have enough time to do 2 categories. I barely have enough to do 1, so it leads to all these shitty streams like where I only have 40 minutes and I do like a whatever. Like yesterday, I played like fucking DC whatever for half an hour, which is still shitty regardless. But imagine being expected to do a second category, which I was, in terms of you know, I was supposed to do the Paladin thing after, but I just skipped it because it was too late and I was too tired or whatever. So we'll stick to 1 category per day. The Wednesday will be the Permadeath multiplayer gauntlet. Thursday will be this series, or again, it could turn into whatever else after, Sea of Thieves, something like that. Friday will still be 2 categories because it's like, you know, PvZ hard mode is just a short little bite-sized session of just do like a couple mini games, 1 try each, and then PvZ hero. So that one's fine. Saturday will just be committed to just the flex format, just a different game every week that I've never played before. So I don't have to worry about, you know, cramming in Paladins at the end, which is really hard to do sometimes. Then Sunday will just be Hearthstone. So I don't like doing that, but it seems appropriate for now. So the 2 series that are basically on standby then would be whatever Wednesday, which I was enjoying. So we won't be doing that for now, but I do like it. I can come back to it later if I have more time. And then Xbox Game Pass Gauntlet, which I was really enjoying, where I like go in order. I don't have to necessarily do that right now either. And so I'm weaning myself off of console too, in addition to the whole double category. Just like I was using Wednesday a little bit console because I might do the games that are leaving the Game Pass. Now I won't have to do that. Thursday I was doing Destiny. We died, so that one's over, first playthrough Permadeath. And so I don't have to use console there. And even for this game, I was using it on console just for the fuck of it, or even for the Game Pass Gauntlet, but I don't have to do that either, right? So I could technically do all 7 days now without fucking ever using my console. That's at least reason enough to celebrate. This all I don't really care about, but no, here's the point though. I get what this is, the second phase of the playthrough that I was talking about, and it's a perfect time to trigger it when I am playing on PC. This is how many lives I get. Right, if I die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 lives to either beat the game, which of course I will. But if I die 12 times, that means I'll get 1 chance at each location. Then the series is over and I move on to something else because I've had enough time and it's been very hard. Like the point is, regardless whatever hindsight and stuff you want to say, wait, why is time advancing if I'm, oh no, it would just show me what time it's going to start at. But no, people could use hindsight or whatever, but like it is hard to play the game like this, and I'm setting all kind of rules and stuff for myself too. This won't even be a long session, but this is just to sort of segue this series and just this day kind of marks a little change in my schedule, which is fine. So that deserved a bit of an intro. Let's just go here. Now we did do the difficulty up to 1, which doesn't seem high, but obviously that's the highest it can go.
The one I've been waiting for? You might be. I hope so. It's been so many cycles since I was her. Do I even still remember hope? I wasn't sure you'd ever turn up. The odds just kept getting longer. I guess I've been losing faith, while they've been gaining power. You have to reach me. Everything depends on your survival.
Just survive.
Master this world. Make allies of its many creatures.
Yeah, that's the one mechanic I'm not using. Taming shit.
Strength and skill. Explore this place like I did so long ago. Put the pieces together and find me survivor.
Did you explore it on 1.0 difficulty?
You may be the only one who can.
I'd love to hear how you deal with the fucking Titan boa, because he tore up the whole goddamn beach. Like, what the fuck? What did I die to last time? Like, all my deaths have been this comical, insane thing where it's like a raptor will aggro from halfway across the map and like all this kind of crazy stuff. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? Yeah, we only get 12 lives, so this is one of them. And this is a good sort of way to put a little pressure on the series. It looks a little bit different than what it did on... Like, all this texture wasn't there. It just looked like regular sand. Is that because we're playing on some crazy setting that's going to cause the thing to actually lag and crash or whatever? And it also doesn't play music in the background, so E is going to be to grab stuff. I mean, it'll obviously be more comfortable and, like, just... You know, I'll play at a much higher level, I'm sure, on fucking PC, but whatever. I'm not going to use that as an excuse as to, like, why... Okay, that's, like, for console command or something. Tab. I thought that was inventory. So what? I don't even know what the inventory button is. I? Kind of awkward. It almost should be tab. Maybe I should rebind that. Which, again, is another option that you... So we'll still do the melee only. I mean, all the rules and stuff are going to be the same. But no, I would never use that as an excuse. Like, I enjoyed playing it there. It didn't take away from the game. I'm not going to hold that against the game. But now we're going to take this shit serious. And the whole point with this game is, if something attacks you here, like at this stage, right? Like, there's not much you can do about it because you can't even run away sometimes with the way the raptors just run you down and all this kind of crazy crap. So we can go ahead and spam berries. Of course, using the keybinds be a little bit easier here than otherwise. And you know what this also gives us is like a fresh start. Like, we won't see all those houses and stuff that we built on the other characters and whatnot. So there's a level of comfort at the beginning, right? Like, I'm going to totally cheese the game. I'm just going to sit around here and eat berries for like 10 episodes. And then I'll fucking be like level 100 and it'll all be good because, you know what I mean? That's it. You just power level through and there's nothing to worry about. Like, you're not going to, well, I don't want to jinx it, but generally speaking, you're not going to die here. But as soon as you go anywhere, you get fucked. And I won't have a choice but to go somewhere. Right, it'll make it more meaningful. I almost should have done this from the start. See, I started the series saying, oh, it'll be like a normal first playthrough permadeath, which means if I die, the series is over and I move on to the next game, especially within the gauntlet that I was doing. But then I realized, like, oh, it's such a substantial, important game. My friend loves it. Like, it just deserves more of a look than that. So, okay, I'll defer to it and say, fine, I couldn't handle it in a first playthrough permadeath, but it still is a first playthrough permadeath. It just means I have to respawn every time. That still seems to make it fair. But then beyond that, clearly, how do you do it like... Oh, you know what? This is one thing that's actually better on console, isn't it? Because you could like hit the button that you want it to go to... Or wait, how? I forget how you did it. It almost seemed more comfortable. That okay, let's not do the narco berries, the beginner's trap, which again, stuff like that is always hindsight. Or we have a lot less stuff here too. I don't even get how this works. This could be like a different version of the game. Like, I don't have all the DLCs, but it was still like 120 gigs. Oh, this is kind of nice though. All this fucking console jitters. It was a good excuse to play stuff on there though. I mean, I don't mind. Yeah, now there's no reason to play something on console unless I have to. I feel like Destiny was at least a good reason. I'm just gonna stand around here and pick up berries because like this is for real. Like if I die, you know, sure I might have X number of lives, but it almost doesn't matter because I'm not gonna fucking do anything. Like if you want me to play obstinate and like the way that aside from like looking stuff up or taking advice, I'm just not going to die. Like that's fine with me, dude. And I'll be like level 1000, so nothing can ever kill me, or I'll be like overpowered. Yeah, when you saw like what the Titan bow could do, or when you saw what the Raptors could do and stuff, it was just so broken. Where do you get to see like even the difficulty? Not that I want to change it, I just want to show what it is, because this run will never end, clearly. I mean, I guess you saw it at the beginning, but I assume that's not something you can change when you when you're in it already. I kind of just want a way to display it, but I guess you'd be able to tell pretty easily. We could build some shit. I almost don't even care to. Right now, we got plenty of wildlife. That was one of the pitfalls at the beginning, was the hide. I think I trigger a lot of people. I find it kind of funny. Like this series or this video that I posted, this is what my YouTube career has become. I never used to post stuff to YouTube, but now that I have started, I realize that I'm not allowed to use those things either. It just seems kind of unfair. Kind of on the quest for Crystal. So imagine if Crystal was in there, it would feel so shitty that I, you know, get it from that. So it feels like cheating almost. But no, like Path of Exile, people are getting mad. It has like fucking 20 dislikes. Like all it is me playing the game. Or like this game, people weren't quite as mad. But it's like all this stuff is obvious, of course. But it's obvious because you've already played the game or you know it. Or fine, maybe you're just a genius, or maybe I'm just that dumb. But like all it is a first playthrough. At least with this one I can understand. Because of the simple fact that... because of the simple fact that you're able to, like, this was meant to be a one-off. If you die, it's over. But even with that, it was, though, too. See, that's why I kind of keep myself honest. No matter, this is my standard, right? I'll do a first playthrough permadeath of a game, going completely blind. I don't know anything about it, on the highest difficulty, whatever the case may be, with whatever weird formats and stuff I do on top of it. But if I die, it's over. Or at least that character's dead, then I have to restart, something like that, right? So that's a high standard to go into a game for the first time. You wouldn't have to do that, but that's just how I am. And I enjoy that, whatever. But the point is that if you're going to do that, then people talk shit. Oh, you're so dumb. You don't know how this mechanic works, or look how long it took you to figure this out. None of that stuff matters, and I even enjoy that. Like, it's okay getting stuck. It's okay not knowing what you're doing, trial and error, figuring stuff out, new player, because as long as you don't die, that's the only disqualifying factor. If you die, then the series is over and you suck and you can talk shit. But if you don't die, you can get stuck as long as you want. You can cheese, you can troll, you can do whatever you want, right? As long as you survive, that's the only thing that matters. So, because it is a first playthrough, so knowing is half the battle, and so it's only fair that you should get stuck on things as long as it doesn't lead to your death. Now, of course, with this game, on that first run, or even on that first several runs, we were dying to a lot of things that, you should have been able to identify, eating too many narco berries and falling asleep in the water. Like, I guarantee a lot of people have done that on the first playthrough, because you're just picking up berries randomly and just eating them. You're not really thinking about it. Like, sure, you could read the prompt, it says it on there, and stuff like that. But I mean, you're just kind of focusing on so many other things that you're not really giving that a second thought. So even when it happened, I didn't really realize that it happened, or how or why or whatever. So crafting here is going to be, we want to do it in order, right? This is part of our little format here too. Let's make a note to ourselves. Nope, pick torch. Just be very, we need some thatch. We have to fucking bust up some wood. Yeah, imagine playing stuff on console, dude. So that's what we graduated from today. I'm never going to fucking play anything on console again unless I have to. I am sad that Destiny playthrough ended so unceremoniously, but I guess it's okay. In a very unforced sort of way. Yeah, we have to be very careful. And again, I have no shame in literally just farming out experience, because what I'm doing isn't farming experience. What I'm doing is I'm surviving. That's the name of the game. Like, I'm doing what is in my best interest to survive. Unless it sends threats at you or does something that's going to get you killed for doing this, right? Like, it somehow punishes you for that. then I could understand, but I'm not really sensing anything. It's amazing how similar this looks actually to the console version. You would think, like, obviously the graphics are a little better, my settings are higher, but generally speaking, it's fine. So I wish it was almost in the same order here as it is there, but I guess I'm just OCD in such a way that I want to do that. So no pick torch. Not that I have to follow it exactly. I have to do at least in terms of row, but it's fine. Like, just double click it, just survive. Go here, just in case I forget what the point of this is. It's not to explore, it's not to adventure, it's not to have fun. It's just to fucking survive. Okay, so we gotta equip the stuff. Some of this stuff is still a little bit janky, like how you're, I don't know. You have to do it in sort of a, go out of your way a little bit sometimes. Yeah, we live on a diet of berries forever. The rain doesn't bother me anyway. There's like a funny meme of, I can't remember. My friend always shows me this shit. He's always on YouTube just posting dumb stuff. But it's like this girl asking, or no, this guy asking, do you want, I can't remember exactly. Do you want my jacket or whatever? And she's like, the snow never bothered me anyway. And then it's like, I don't know. I can't remember the whole thing. It was something stupid like that. Like whenever, oh, do you offer your jacket to a girl? And they act all tough, like, oh, no, I don't want it. I got to see Frozen 2. I didn't even dislike Frozen 1 at all. Like, sure, it might be overrated and people felt like, you know, annoyed by it for that reason. But in and of itself, it's not a bad movie. Like, it's decent. It's not like a masterpiece or some crazy thing, but because we need some flint. Good enough for me. Go ahead and do this. Double quick. So we'll have 1 is the pickaxe, 2 is the torch, and why does it feel like I'm gaining experience at like a higher, I guess I'm a lower level than I'm used to being because I normally get past this part pretty quickly. You go ahead, put this here, put this there, torch. It's going to be on 2, so then we want like the spear to be on 3. Let's move these just to the end because you had to do this annoying thing like hold down LB to access the rest of the buttons. You might ask why, because the console controller doesn't fucking have enough buttons. So like this would be up, down, left, right, whatever, and then hold LB to unlock the rest of them. It, like, reuse the same input basically. The point here is just you want to make campfire first, and again, I have no qualms about putting it here. I was almost getting bored of you know, being in this area so often because I would keep spawning in the same spot, but that is no longer going to be the case. Not because, oh, you know, I don't have any more, you know, if I die, the spawn point is dead, which is true. But actually, because I'm just not going to die, period. And you would think this would be a dumb point to put a put a campfire, but I guess I wonder how this would work actually in real life. If you put a campfire or whatever in the rain, it's not going to just go out if you put enough kindle on there, but you know what I don't like is the fact that you can see the mouse cursor here. That's one thing that's better about it. It should really hide it. There should be some option for that, but either one of two things. Either don't show the cursor or give me a custom cursor. I guess if it didn't show it, though, then you wouldn't know what the fuck you're doing. But yeah, this is why they made ARK Ascended, just so they could add a custom fucking cursor to the game. So thatch is typically pretty good to me this way. I've never tried it with fiber. If you do it with wood, it gives you like charcoal or some other resource that could potentially be useful to you later, but you know, and you could have all kinds of other keybinds here too, like F1 through F12 and this and that, the wonders of PC design. So we got those two under control. Take it nice and easy, nice relaxing playthrough, no pressure, no stress. Not like we only have a finite number of lives left and we're gonna get fucked by something. Flint, thatch, wood. So let's go ahead and make the hatchet. I kind of slept on the usefulness of the hatchet for so long, right? It just kind of gives you more of everything magically, because it helps you harvest stuff and whatnot. But let's see if I can make that. Okay, hatchet and then spear. And I always like to carry 2 spears. Sort of a good contingency. You need a little bit of thatch. Yeah, this will be our permanent final base ever in the history of the game. And it kind of discourages you from exploring too far out, because if you do have a base with a bunch of chests and stuff, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Move it somewhere else? And I guess that is the whole fun of it. Like, I'm trying to keep moving my base further in. And see, look how much fun and gameplay time I've gotten out of this, despite my poor performance or whatever clown show this playthrough has been. I've still gotten such a satisfactory experience from the game without ever doing anything multiplayer based. And so that's kind of what it does, is it keeps it honest a little bit. I'm not saying anybody should play the game like this, and of course I wouldn't expect that they would, or if you do, at least do a better job, for fuck's sake. But the point is that you're kind of looking at the raw mechanics. Like, look how good and deep and interesting so many aspects of this game are without even ever getting anywhere. This dude should be fucking dying to hypothermia by now, but somehow he's not. So that'll be good. 1, 2, 3. I'm just used to it being on 3, even though, whatever, maybe 4 would make more sense. Not that I have to be that particular. Like, the order in which I craft them is the order I have to equip them. Okay, let's make pants, shirts. What you really need to do is get some hide too. So there's some dodos here, right, for the taking. And I just have to use my little other thing too. The, what do you call it? Like, do you maybe lose experience if you don't do that? Like, you're just staying on, you have to level up first and then do what you're gonna do. Let's kill a couple dodos with these spears. I don't want to fuck with the turtle right now. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I almost forgot you even could do that. Yeah, at the beginning I was just whacking them with the spear and I thought that would be good enough. Drag body, the meat's always nice. The turtles are going to be important later for keratin and stuff. So see, just simple changes like that, like, oh, you have to craft everything in order, gives it such a structure to it, and it gives this epic storyline of me trying to make the thing. Trying to find crystal and stuff. I'm going to need a lot of hide no matter what, so I better find some of those dodos. That looks like one of those that could spit the poison at you. It's one of the only enemies you really see in the early game. Or it could be one... No, I'm pretty sure it's that. It could be the one that tries to steal stuff from you, too. I'm not really taming anything on purpose by design. I don't feel like I deserve to yet, or I shouldn't subvert the mechanics and difficulty or whatever so early on with that. And then the other thing is I'm not going to mount anything. I guess the two would be sort of tied together, but at least tame me first if you're going to mount me. So this is going to be the basic fucking guy. He's taking a shit in my territory. Look at the guy. Look at the clown. But he's not so aggressive as they normally are. What's going on? What's he doing? I've never seen them behave like this. This is a PC exclusive feature. Where he's baiting me into something. This is like the poisonous one that normally spits shit at you. What is he doing? Yeah, that was a good juke. But again, we only have melee damage too, and somehow it's not enough. And I thought I had a thick skull. Okay, we go ahead and take care of that. That wasn't too bad. Can immediately see the improvement of my performance because I am, unironically, like I always struggle with the jukes on there. Somehow it's a little faster or smoother here. I don't know why he ran away at the beginning there. That was kind of weird. We have plenty of hide now. What else did I want to make? I'm going to make water skin, gloves, boots, hat. Water skin, gloves, boots, hat. And then we make the sleeping bag as if to rub it in our face, even though we can't respawn using it. I just, you know, have to do it. This is a completionist condition, and so let's try to get to that 7th engram row. Whether I do or not doesn't really matter, but that should just be all I try to do, try to catch up. I was getting a little bored with the pacing of what I was doing, but that's just because I was playing so shitty, I guess, that it really dragged it out. So what comes next? Let me equip my whole shit. Double click there. Go ahead and put the water skin down, maybe like that. Or maybe like there, and then I can put some meat on 5 once I cook it. We have a good amount of hide here. What else did I get? The pants. This could be good. Actually save me some trouble with the thing later, assuming I even kill it. I won't have to kill a turtle then. Gotta push him back into the water. Look at this, dude. Strategic kill. Yeah, the chitin and the keratin are kind of interchangeable for a lot of things there. Of course, I sound like an expert on this game. Like I should know what the fuck I'm talking about. But with like just within this first like level 1 to 40 experience, or this initial like starting area, right? There's so much to it that is just insane. And I've never really looked at the map too much. But like in all my time playing, I only discovered, maybe that's a good barometer of how much I explore the world. Out of all the things, where's the list of entries here? I only got like maybe 2 for Helena Walker and like 1 for this. So like look at how many I didn't get, which means either I'm just missing them, which I don't think I am, or I just haven't been around the world enough to really sufficiently get them. I got to get used to my Blue Yeti thing too, because that's going to be more, you know, some days I might have to do that. This is like a much better mic, like a more professional setup, but I can't always do this just for the sake of time and where I am. So this is like a Shure MV7 or something. I always confuse it because there's like the SM7B, which I was trying to get, but then I realized I'm too lazy and I want a USB mic. So this is a USB mic, or at least it has the option to be one. You go ahead, put this on there. You don't really need that. You can go ahead, cook the meat in there. And then what else did I want to do? This looks different. Survival quotient to be determined. Maybe dino, I don't know what all this shit is. Your specimen implant artifact. Of course, this is one of my old school classic RP names, so I would never let this character die, but I think I already used that on one of my previous characters. Well, let's not think about all that. What went wrong with those runs. Okay, so nothing to do with that. This is obviously like a multiplayer solo thing, or non-multiplayer experience. So just make the foundation, the door frame. Let's just get a whole bunch of shit for my... See, like, look how much you can get done, though, in the same place. At some point, it's going to force me to obviously go out and get crystal, which either I just don't know how to get it, or the way of getting it is super dangerous and going to get me killed. I'm going to over-encumber myself in trying to do this. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I never hold it against the game, whether it's my own poor performance or whatever formats I like to do, or whatever, even the method of me playing on a console or somewhere else. None of that I'm holding against the game. It's just more like, that guy almost scared me there. You're encumbered. Okay, perfect time to just build some shit over there. The only thing I think I died to by doing this around, like in an area like this, would be like a bird. A bird would just randomly attack me. But once I have a house, I can hide in the house from that, even that too. Seemed like there were more dodos and stuff on the beach, but now I can't find them. I only killed like 1 or 2 of them. You go ahead, make our little foundation, make our door frame, and then I'm not sure actually what comes out. It doesn't have to be this much in order, you know what I mean? But whatever, just for the sake of it, turning a new leaf, doing everything very methodically. We have sleeping bag, ceiling, and wall, and of course we need many walls. Sleeping bag, ceiling, wall, wall, wall. And I assume the door would be next. I don't see what else could be. Yeah, see, I could be cucking myself on experience. I'm not going to gain any. No, I think you still do, right? 286. Yeah, you get a certain amount just for literally doing nothing, like just standing in the same place and just AFKing out. You can do it that way. So unironically, that is going to carry me. So thatch, obviously I can get the storage box open now too. Unlocked 6 engram points. So some of this stuff, oh, you know what, this is maybe more a raw way of doing it too. It's not saying, oh, scorched earth and this and that, because I don't even have those on here. So maybe that's a better way to play the game. Like, it won't give away stuff like that, and I could do that later on. This is meant to just be like a vanilla raw experience. And of course, everybody's crazy about Ascended right now. I'm sure that's what all the hype is about. That's part of the reason why I rushed ahead, though, to try to play this. Even though I was still on the letter A in my gauntlet or whatever I was doing, it's just like, it would have made more sense if I... Let's get a little more wood and make that, too, in the same fell swoop of... Well, actually, since I'm so encumbered, let's just do it. Right-click for more options. So how do you... What if I just double-click? Will that... Place. Okay, so you can just do E. Makes sense. Let's put it... Did I put it closer to the water? Or I don't really have much of a choice because I can't move too well. Like... You know, I literally can't move at all. So it's just a matter of unencumbering myself. Or I always like the idea of... You know what I mean? I like to... Or I like how comical it is when you try to... I could build, you know, if I have enough carry weight and nothing else on me, I could carry that whole house somewhere. So it's like I have my house here set up, and then I build a new house, and then I take it with me, and then I go all the way across the mountains and then plant the house there. So I'm carrying an entire fucking house on my back halfway across the world like a mobile home. It just seems so comical when you think about it like that. Like, how the fuck am I doing this? It's not like I'm going there and then building it. So the door frame can go, I guess that's okay. We'll do it at this angle. Oops. And then I've never really had to repair the buildings and stuff. I almost forgot that is a mechanic, but you can do that, except when that bird was attacking me. That was like almost a boss battle we had going on the beach there. So there's some weird interaction with the bed. That's like, if you put the walls first, then you can't fit the bed in. But because, or like now I won't be able to fit the door, let's say, because, you know, it's just not like meant for that size. But wait, where even is the door? Wait, what happened? I was sure that I made one. What the fuck? Okay, cool. That does work, but it almost barely works. You'll trip on your bed and die from that. That looks a little bugged out as far as the... Or, you know, that looks like the floor, but is that actually part of the bed thing? Or fuck it, did I fuck it up? Not that I would use it anyway, but... Repair requirements. Repair. Let's just see how the repair mechanic works. Sleeping bag, repairing. It almost makes it seem like you could just walk away and it would still be auto-repairing. Fast travel, drop items. Yeah, I haven't used that mechanic either, and I probably wouldn't. This is almost too close to the house. Cause it to fucking burn down. Get my insurance money, caveman insurance. So the thing here is I just want to try to... I don't know how this works in terms of... Oh, you just do it. You just hit it in the water here. Okay. You don't have to like press E or anything on top of that. The whole thing here is just the fact that... Trying to think, what was I just about to do? Oh yeah, I was gonna build a bunch of boxes and just be super methodical about doing that. Like, what would I need here that would force me to go somewhere that I don't want to go? Like, all this stuff you can just get anywhere you want to go. Mortar and pestle is a little bit annoying with the amount of stone that you need. So let me think. We have the little chitin stuff, so that's gonna help me a lot. Yeah, let's go ahead and make a couple storage boxes. I'll even put all that stuff you start with, which I don't want to use. I'm sure people would question and bitch about, but whatever, dude. There is like this weird, you know, like lowering of standard that sometimes happens. So on one hand, people would get offended, like, oh, you know, you're picking on somebody, or you're saying, but it's like the absolutist phrase that goes something like... Probably the one I coined back in the day, but whatever. My own extrapolation on the idea is that in order to raise the standard, those who are unworthy of it must be buried beneath it, or something like that. So in other words, you're not doing it to, oh, I'm picking on people or being mean. It's more like, okay, they might be celebrated for something. I can think of a few examples, but I won't say it. But the point is, like, you're getting celebrated for something you don't deserve to get celebrated for. And so you're just raising the standard. You're not saying, I don't know, you're not doing it to attack them or anything like that. Right? They just happen to be an example of it. You go ahead and make that. And this is our real addiction here. Not that we're addicted to trying to get crystal or trying to use narcotics or something like that. All the wonderful things this game will teach you. But actually, we're just addicted to the whole cleanliness and storage aspect here. Go ahead and put these like... to the side or behind even. I like the idea of putting it behind, actually. Okay, let's just put everything in there that I absolutely don't need, or even if I do need it, I can still just worry about it later. You know, that makes you think, oh, I can't get rid of some of this stuff. This is just soulbound and whatever, but that's not actually the case. It's just the fact that, you know, it doesn't have enough spaces there. So I would keep thinking that at the beginning. Okay, so everything's good. Oh, you know what we probably have a lot more of is the meat. in there. In fact, some of it might have already gone bad. 21. Holy shit. That's actually all of it. Whoops. I had some sort of vague rule that, oh, I can only eat a certain amount of thing at a time. Otherwise, it feels like unrealistic. Like, oh, you're gorging yourself with like 1,000,000 berries. But for the most part, that's not been a big deal. Let's just make a couple storage boxes and that'll be good in the context of trying to, whatever, just have somewhere to dump stuff, of which I'm a massive hoarder. So, I mean, first you have to unlock all this stuff when I talk about getting to the Engram Row 7 here. The crystal is the biggest fucking mystery of the whole game. Turn it into a detective game rather than a, rather than a survival game. The Fiomia saddle is coming up. So we got to let's make a couple more storage boxes because why not? I hopefully would be able to now. Fiber, wood. Okay, I need a lot more. I would just feel like more comfortable this way, like literally in terms of my seating position. I'm not even trying to rag on console too hard. I was even being kind of defensive of it, like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's the same game, who cares? But it is just hard to, like, what is the benefit? That's what I always would want to know. What is the benefit in playing on console ever? There isn't one, objectively, because anything you could do on console you could do on PC anyway, right? At least theoretically, but it's not the other way around. So even if there's like some sort of optimization issue or something, that's not the fault. You know what I mean? Like, it could just be better optimized. So that's not an answer to say that, oh, because the game is designed from the bottom up for console and it's better optimized for it. By that logic, oh, if the game is designed for PC and it's not optimized for console, therefore that proves PC is better. But that doesn't. Like, the fact that fans can make mods and do things that way on their own to do it more actively and fix stuff better on PC does at least open that door, though. Like, if there are issues and the developer doesn't give a shit, the fan base will, and there's so much freedom and it's so much easier. Not saying you can't mod on console and stuff, but it's such a fucking headache that nobody really wants to bother with it. Go ahead and make a whole bunch here. I think this will be good. And then at this point, we could make a couple more. Yeah, let's just make as many as I fucking feel like. Like, all we're doing is, let's say, farming for experience. But it's hard to say, right, what is and isn't farming, because it's like, I am trying to make a resource that is going to be relevant. There's not a rule that says, oh, I can't make certain things. Oh, it's like I keep trying to eat instead I'm doing the fucking eating the meat. Yeah, the berries are almost not necessary now as long as I keep killing stuff. I don't really want to fuck with the turtle, though, right now. I can make a couple more, or maybe even one more would be fine for the time being. If I just decide to... I probably need some more fiber, I'm sure. As soon as I fart, like, oh, maybe I've had too much. I'll tell you when I've had enough fiber for one day. As my body tries to tell me. Okay, let's keep going from here. Right, we don't really need even this many, but I end up with like 1,000,000 later on. All these rare and exotic resources. So you make like our second house, and I use that sort of as a workshop for the mortar and the pestle and such. So here we'll put down the little thing. Maybe we should keep them in line with the thing here, like this. If you do that, then you feel like, you go here, access inventory. Most of this doesn't really matter, but just out of some weird compulsion, I feel like I have to do it. So what comes next on the Engram path? First of all, we should make another spear because one of them broke. Right, so let's do that. And then the next thing is the wooden sign. Most of this requires just pretty basic stuff that you're going to get no matter what. Right, the hide, I don't know how much I actually have. I should try to go out of my way and actually kill something, though. I'm not going to want to do it at night so much, though. That's pretty much the only resource that's often hard to get, is actually hide. Let's see if I can't find, like, a dodo or something. The turtles aren't really that hard to kill, but Well, they're hard to kill. Like, they're very literally, their shell is hard, but they're just annoying. Like, they just have so much health, and they can turn into like a whole. Oh, here we go. And all these big dinosaurs at the beginning don't really bother me too much because it feels kind of like I don't know, it just feels kind of like they're passive, so you're not really going to worry about it. Or sometimes, in a manner of speaking, they almost feel like they protect you because there's some kind of weird blur in the distance, like that we weren't getting there. Maybe just because the view distance wasn't that good in the first place. So instead of a blur, the objects wouldn't appear, right? They wouldn't appear blurry. They just wouldn't be there because your draw distance would be shitty because it's console. But I don't know. Or like there's the whole one size fits all idea with that people mistake as a positive. Like, oh, well, it works well because there's not much variation in machines. But the flip side of that is there's an upside. Like consoles can only run up to X level, whereas PCs have no limit. So you could run this fucking 10 times better, again, with modding on top of that and everything else. So let me make a spear. Need the fiber, need the flint. Yeah, this is at least a good way to start. Just the idea that we're not really... I'm going to be playing a lot more safe now, and I don't have any shame. Like, I just want to experience the game. I want to beat the game. And so I will. I'm not going to fucking dick around. I mean, I still will and explore. Even as I say that, I'm not going to dick around. But look at what an OCD way I'm doing this in. We make a sign. We make a slingshot. And then we make the other house here. And so that'll be like a little hut without a door where I just kind of put my little mortar and pestle. So it symbolizes like it just being a workshop. The Omiya saddle I should be able to make. And the reason why is because... What? Or I know I have more hide, but I almost don't want to waste it. Or I don't know what to say. How could I have that little hide? It doesn't even make sense. Must be in here. It's hiding from me. I had like 20. What's going on? We have 7. Wait. I guess I must have used it on something, but I don't even know what. That's pretty weird. Okay, let's put the meat in here. Generally, nothing will attack me even at night. Not to jinx it again, but let's go ahead and put this in there. 179. We have the slingshot. I'm sort of running out of places to even put this, no? Not that I really need the fucking... whatever, like the berries on there. That's the real problem with it. Put the food here, put the water there. And then you're in a position where you're trying to get a little more hide. Maybe I should wait till the morning before I fuck around. I feel much more comfortable just waiting. Here I could make a bunch more storage boxes. That's often what I do at night, actually. Just to pass the time. Okay, dude, you're on my territory, and I'll grin and bear it for now, but don't fucking get too cocky here. Let's see what we got. 100 of those. I don't even know why I have that. Go ahead and put this down somewhere. Put it like here, I guess. And you don't really have much customization as far as the text. All this stuff would take on more meaning in multiplayer, like keep out, or I will shoot, or something like trespassers will be whatever. That'll be like an honor code. Like you could just kill anybody at any time, but you take it upon yourself to say, oh no, I'll only hurt somebody if they encroach upon my territory, and you create all these rules and different structure to how you want to go about things. The one thing I'm a little bit confused by is the hide. I swear I had a certain amount. I don't know what happened to it. What else would be annoying? We would need 15 for that. We would need 10 for that. So we need a lot. Yeah, 40 for that. Like, I don't want to push my luck. And I don't want to fight anything at night. It's just not going to happen. Although these guys are almost offering themselves up to me here. So for now, let's gather some other resources that I can just kind of mess around with. Almost doesn't seem worth it to repair stuff some of the time. Instead of repairing, I just kind of would rather make a new one. A spoiled caveman by the infinite renewable resources of the world. If only nature knew what that would lead to, with people fucking being so indulgent over the years. I love the arrogance of the whole climate movement, though, to think like that's one of my quotes from a short story. Like, you couldn't destroy the planet if you wanted to. The observer from outer space, that whole thing. Like, save the planet. They must be talking about me. I'll show them. Like, I forget exactly how I wrote it, but like, he's the real threat. Don't get too cocky to think you could destroy the planet if you wanted to. I'll show you what it would take to destroy the planet. Right, you just mean save yourselves, so stop pretending and being so... I can't tell whether some of these are graphical bugs or whether... Like, that's how it always looked, but I never noticed that aspect of it. Like, the little bars of wood on there. It lets you see things that you've already seen before a million times in a new way, in a fresh way. We can make a box. You need a little more wood to do it. I mean, you can never have enough of these boxes. Although it's kind of amazing that I'm able to fill that many up. Like, I'll literally make the whole fucking beach and the whole world just filled with that. So, what I need to do is to find some hide. And I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that this is an issue because I thought I saw a bunch of dodos and stuff. I'll go scour the beach, I guess, in the morning. Let's just kind of keep relaxing here and just doing what we got to do. Do we need a ton of hide? Is there anything else I can make, I guess, in the meantime while I wait? And I don't think I can. Need 20 for that alone. Go ahead and put this down. Go ahead, do that yet again. I must be missing, like, where I put it, but I don't see how. I swear I had a stack of it, and sure, I made a certain amount of things, like I made a sleeping bag and whatnot. Or I had like 7 just now, didn't I? So what did I don't know. You know, one of the hardest things when you go like up in the hills and try to go to higher elevations, not that I've really done it too much, the hardest thing is that there's actually tougher enemies and you actually just die. But no, it's like, where do you get water then? There might be little rivers and stuff, but you need like a better water bottle than the stupid water skin, because otherwise what's going to happen is you just kind of start to dehydrate really fast and you can't do anything about it. That could be an interesting consideration for sure. Game always makes my back hurt. I can't even blame console for that in the weird seating position. This game is back-breaking work as I sit in my base and just fucking farm experience. Okay, just wait. I almost shouldn't use a name like this, though. It's kind of a little disrespectful to my whole RP. Well, what else is an RP name for, I guess, than a playthrough like this? This is a story, single-player story, hard mode, first playthrough permadeath of ARK Survival Evolved. I don't know what it was. I bought it on Steam, right, because I never had it. It was only like 15 bucks. But then I accidentally installed Survival of the Fittest, which I don't know what that was, and it wouldn't even work, and it wouldn't let me play it or host a single-player server or anything, right? So it wouldn't let me do anything with it. And then I installed this. I don't know what that was or how you even play it. There were 0 servers available, and it didn't even have like a host option. So is that what the game used to be before it became ARK, and like that was even more of a rough state, or I don't even know. Almost makes me want to try playing that at some point somehow, but you probably won't be able to. Or why would it even give me that then if like this game was to Survival of the Fittest, what Ascended is to this game? But they'll never fucking make a sequel in probably 50 years of that's just what people are getting pissed about. And they'll make you pay like full price. Like if you already own the game, or more to the point, if you had the game for a long period of time, if you got it around when it first came out, you should certainly be given a free access to Ascended, because I'm sure the game had a lot of bugs, and I'm not even talking about the ants and stuff that killed me the other time. No, but just like there's a lot of things that you've probably been through with the game, both positive and negative, that it's almost disrespectful to make you pay for that. Because it even says that remake, it's a remake of the game, so it's not a sequel at all, right? And for someone like me, it has no value at all right now because I barely scratched the surface of this game. So why would I want to do that? It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be too. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just have a penchant for survival games. Like, I don't go into these expecting anything crazy, but even the smallest things can take on such a tremendous, profound meaning somehow, just because it could be the difference between life and death. But what this game doesn't do enough, arguably, although it is very, danger around every corner, it doesn't really send threats at you too much. Maybe once you're in a higher elevation or later on or something, like you could just sit here forever and you would be fine. That's the impression that I get. And I feel like it's not necessarily wrong either to say that. Oh, you know what this also allows me to do? I'm just kind of celebrating that I finally am free of the chains of console. Not that they were totally self-inflicted and for really no reason. I think the reason why I started doing it was not just because of the Xbox Game Pass Gauntlet, because you could theoretically still do that on PC, but it was because of the fact that I tried doing it on PC through the Game Pass thing, like the app or whatever on here, and it wouldn't record properly. Hopefully this is recording properly, even though this is just normal on Steam and stuff. But it's not like I would buy every single game on there. Then it defeats the whole purpose. But uh, yeah, it is amazing somehow the value that you can get out of games like this, but nobody really plays it like this. At least if you do, you have to do it with more a sense of finality that keeps you honest almost. Or look, like we would end up wasting food and energy and all this kind of stuff just because I'm so whatever, restless, like running around. You could just stand still and you probably would conserve your resources a little bit better. Yeah, it doesn't seem to send stuff at you, basically, right, to sort of keep you honest or whatever. I always think of that in Don't Starve, like where they send the hellhounds to attack your base or something. Let's just wait for morning, get some more hide, try to get up to the spyglass threshold, and then next time we can try to go on our hunt for crystal yet again. Or I'll just sit around the base and wait till I'm level 999 so I can finally survive a Titan boa for more than 0.5 seconds. Or so those raptors who come halfway across the fucking world won't just one-shot me. I'm sure people's solutions, quote-unquote, of course, which I'm deliberately not doing, would be like, oh, tame a pet or ride a mount or stuff like that. But I don't want to do those things, or at the very least, I feel like I should have to unlock them in my own definition, like by getting to a certain threshold, right? Like I don't feel like I deserve them because the game just started. I'm only level 8 or whatever, and I'm only at the 8th Engram row and stuff, right? So you should feel like you should have to do something to deserve that. Although you do have the Fiomia saddle, so maybe you could say because that's within the Engram rows that I'm doing, and because I crafted it and all that, it should be permissible, but I still don't want to yet. So that's just a choice, but yeah, the big point is it's on the highest difficulty, which I almost want to check and see, like, where is it going to say that just to prove it, because nobody would believe otherwise. But also just the fact that I can't respawn, which that doesn't seem like too punishing of a condition, honestly. A survival game is almost meant to be played like that. How is it a survival game if, oh, you die and you just respawn? That defeats the whole purpose. To cheat death is a power only one has achieved, but it shouldn't be that way in this genre. I almost want to kill one of those, but I wouldn't do it now, just in case whatever danger lurks around every corner and I can't see shit. See what a boring, uneventful night this was. I guess I could have made a couple more boxes. Where the nighttime lasts as long as the day, so it can be a little bit annoying sometimes, for sure. Go ahead, chop down a couple trees. Surely I wouldn't get myself in trouble by doing this, but it's so you see, like even Anthem was my my long series before this one on the Gauntlet, and that guy's been stuck there like the whole fucking game. Really, he was there last time I looked in that location too, which would be a perfect setup to. He fell right into my trap, so then we would be totally justified in killing him. That's not a bug. That's just the way nature works. Like I almost got stuck on that one cliff one time, but then I destroyed it with my pickaxe. My pickaxe broke halfway through, but then I was able to use my stone hatchet or whatever to finish it off. If I wasn't able to do that, I really would have just died in that location because I couldn't move. Why am I even doing that one? Can we make a box? We can't. We need A lot more wood. Holy shit. All right, so I just got to go on full hide mode in the daytime now. And we got to figure out, is that a hostile one? I can't even tell. It looks too short, though. I don't know what that actually is. Some of these things will try to auto-tame themselves to me, too. Like where you'll see the heart icon, but then I won't actually be able to tell. Or no, I mean, I don't actually want to do that. So it's almost trying to force them on me a little bit. I've never fought one of the pterodactyls. I've not actually fought that much a variety of enemies in this game, but whatever you do fight feels so goddamn dangerous, obviously, all the time. Not to be trifled with. So, I mean, you don't really even have to worry about the meat conservation too much, only because you're still in a position where, you know, you could get as many berries as you want and not have to worry about it. Or like he'll step in my fire and take that as a sign of aggression, and then he'll attack me. Like that's the kind of dumb stuff that can happen. I don't even need the keratin. I don't even have to kill a turtle. Right? I almost don't feel the need to. What is this? Is it? Oh, it's one of those, which I don't know whether I should fuck with it or not. It might aggro a whole family from underwater and kill me, like attacking a penguin. And don't starve reference 1 million. I should just have a visual cue to let you know that that's what I'm talking about. Is this the one that is like or no, this is like the thief one, right? What? Well, that kind of scared me the way he jumped at me, though. He doesn't normally do that. I don't have anything of value on me anyway, but just in principle, I can't even see you now. Where'd he go? Well, whatever. He just stole some dumb shit from me that I don't even care about. But no, when have we seen him do such an acrobatic fucking flip at me? If you want it that badly, you can have it. Whatever dumb berries. Yeah, he took my berries on my 0 bar. But then they always return to the scene of the crime, and then they want more. Attacking this could be a bad idea because... No, I'm not even going to do it. Because there are... Oh, fuck. Are you stupid? Yeah, return to the scene of the crime, dude. Who you think you are? Die mid-animation of that sexy spin flip that you do, dude. Problem is, these things don't really give you enough... Ooh, Flint. I thought he took the berries, or I guess he ate them, more than likely. Logical deduction would tell me. Go ahead, dump those in there. The thatch here seems to be running out quicker, though, than my typical experience. Okay, go ahead, get as much hide as you can, because I need it. If I have to kill a turtle, I will. I don't really want to, though, for now. I swear there was a lot of stuff here. The dodos, that little guy who's, like, super tanky on the ground. They maybe just scurried away when they see this guy stomping around. But in an ironic opposite interpretation sort of way, you might interpret that as, oh, you feel safe around that thing because not only is it not hostile, but you're less likely to get killed by a T-Rex or something in its presence. And before it just stomps me inadvertently and kills me without even knowing I'm there. Come on, where did everybody go? I only killed like 1 dodo, I swear. It's not like I'm trying to go anywhere, though. I'm staying in this general quadrant, which, of course, you will run out and dry out of meat and hide eventually, but even then you don't feel like super... Okay, now this could be 2 of the poisonous ones together, which if it is, that's like a death wish, and I don't want to do it. That's kind of a harsh thing to put in the starting area like that. I don't want to go over to that side. I could go over to the other side here. I don't like this blurry rock thing. Maybe there's some setting I can change, but... What the fuck is going on, dude? I'm not trying to fuck with you. Or you know what they had on console? You had this toggle run thing, which was kind of hard to get used to. Here I am having to actually hold it down. Now I'm almost to the point where I'm worried about triggering sticky keys or whatever. Got like 13 hide from that. I feel like a turtle is the only thing I could really benefit from here. I don't see anything else. Or like one of these ducks or whatever they are, but that I'm kind of worried about because it could send a whole bunch of them at me. What can sometimes happen is even if you attack something in the presence of another enemy or potential enemy, it'll join in on the fight. So even if it wasn't going to attack you before, it'll laser in. Like I'm fighting a little dodo and then Titan Bowl aggro that wouldn't have otherwise or something. just because it senses kind of it can smell death in the air. That was so weird. Like the raptors are over there, like whatever that thing is, and they just laser in on me, and there's like 50 things in the way. Like, how come? I wasn't involved in the encounter at all. I wasn't fighting them. I didn't hurt them, but they just somehow came for me only. It almost felt kind of contrived and scripted. Like, just because I'm the player doesn't mean I deserve some sort of negative treatment there. Like, there's plenty of other things they would try to kill or just do whatever, but to break my spear on a goddamn dodo here. 20 hide from that is a pretty good pickup, actually. These leaves can be really good cover. Like, I know there's one here. I can even hear him, but I have a little bit. Oh, here he is. A little bit of trouble finding them. Like when the guy stole my shit just then, I didn't even know where he was either. As he were sort of pseudo taming them, even though I don't want to. You should get the hint that I don't want your services if I'm treating you like that. These guys are masochists, gluttons for punishment. Or they know that they're so inferior to me that that's their only fate, is either to offer themselves up as servants or just be turned into useful resource here. Kind of a dark interpretation, but such is the laws of nature and Darwinism. That hopefully should be enough hide, but it won't be because we need 40 for that one thing alone. So we really got to scrounge up some stuff here. What's funny about these starting areas, though, or at least this one, is the fact that if I try to go anywhere besides where I started, I just die because whatever, everything is too harsh and crazy. Let's see if we can't pick up a couple. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. He just fucking took 20 raw meat. He's gonna die from indigestion or something, dude. I don't even care about the meat as long as he didn't take my hide. So this is the first disgusting act by an enemy where he's gonna chase me around the whole world and just fucking harass me for no reason. I didn't do anything to him. Nothing. At least I have my house to hide in, assuming I can get there in time. But this dude is a fucking clown. Like, imagine doing this, dude. Like, how are you gonna treat me like that? How? What did I do to you, dude? Now I know how the dodos feel when I do that, but oh, what the fuck? How did I kill him so easily? As much as I'm talking shit, that's the squishiest thing I've ever seen. The other bird we killed by the beach wasn't quite that squishy, or maybe I just wasn't able to hit it enough. You could think, oh wait, what was that? You like whistles. I never knew how to do that on console, or maybe you can do it because there's not enough button inputs to fucking do it. You need like a wheel to decide which emote interaction you want to do. Or you know what that probably is like a call for your mount or whatever if you had one. A nice view there. So all we need is to take advantage of the hide a little bit. But see, if you fight one of these turtles, they'll all have each other's back. And so you don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with this thing, even though I think it's a good source of hide. He's not quite a dodo. You guys moved a little bit closer to my base, which is fine with me. It's just, you know, little personal space would be appreciated. As far as the crafting, we want to consider the ability to do the Phiomia saddle, which I should easily be able to do right now. It's just 15 fiber, easy enough to get. Trying to play it really safe when it comes to the whatever, like not trying to go too far out to do all this. Like even to get the hide, I'm trying to play it safe. So again, that saddle should theoretically unlock my ability to do something even in my own standard format. But for now, I guess it's fine. So let's make the other house. We got to make another foundation if I'm going to go about this, which I can surprisingly do here. Make all the other sloped roofs and stuff. Getting 65 stone is pretty crazy though. How do I have so much resources? I wasn't even expecting to be able to make any of that. So sloped wall, sloped wall. one more fiber, a bunch more wood and stuff, I'm sure. So that I got to be weary of what's on the other side of these trees, because apparently there were 2 of those poisonous raptors, or at least that's what it looked like. Pretty rare, I feel like, in the starting area, but yeah, that is the weird thing that happens when you die, is that if you keep playing on the same thing, like the structures and stuff remain. So I just never bothered to really deal with that. Like I didn't know how to make another server. I didn't want to keep doing that every time. So you could say that sort of invalidates the playthrough a little bit, but in a way it arguably makes it harder, because a lot of the stuff you killed maybe doesn't respawn. So you'll just kind of have to deal with lesser scarce resources and stuff. It's almost fair that you should have to deal with that. For all of my clown behavior, I should have to suffer somehow. But here that won't be nearly as relevant, because, well, we'll see, but generally it shouldn't be that big of a deal. My little workshop can go somewhere else on the beach. It should almost go behind. It should almost go after the boxes here, maybe. That assumes I'm putting like a finite number of boxes here, as in that's not going to be enough room for what I want to do. Let's do it like this. Do it so our back can be to the water, because clearly nothing would ever hurt me from that way. Go like that. Go like... how did I get it to angle that way if... Wait. You could say I fucked up, but how did I fuck up in such a way that there's like a one-way fuck up? Like, you should be able to reverse this the other way and still go... Your first day, you survived a full day and night. Oh, okay, dude. What the fuck happened? I don't get it. It doesn't even make sense. How did I put a left and a right slope in opposite directions? Touch sparkler skin. Item skin. Celebrate. Is that because I survived the one day? Nice, dude. I mean, I guess I could try to put the roof on here, but it doesn't really make sense. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to... Okay, dude, come on. Okay, so that kind of would work, but this one is clunky, so maybe I should demolish that one. Just the one on this side here. Sloped wall left, but I can't even demolish it. What the fuck did I do? Oh, you have to hold it down for X amount of time. All I have to do is build something here. Presumably the wall left. I don't really understand what happened there. Let me try it again. Sloped wall left, right? And just put it under in an angle that actually makes sense. There seemed to be some sort of contradictory interaction there that just didn't make sense. Can't place, it's obstructed. Maybe by the remnants. You're like, why? Oh, I don't understand. Why? Oh my god, I might have to redo the whole thing then, just for my whatever tendency I have here. Or maybe I was meant to do it like this. Or if you hit E, it kind of keeps changing the... Like, why can't I do that one? Fuck's sake. Okay, just demolish all of it. I'll try again. I've done this so many times, I don't really get why that one wouldn't work. So all that stuff will obstruct it for the time being, but it kind of just despawns after a certain amount of time. So we have, just to be clear, okay, this is a wall left, the wall right, and then this is the roof again. It's not like they're that hard to really make. So let me try once again that they're going to be consistent here. Probably not doing this just to pad experience and time, but then again, I do have to get to this point before, you know, that's all I wanted to do anyway, just get to the spyglass point. Okay, we can do it like this. Just let me... Okay, wall left. Now, it's going that way, but I don't want it to go that way. I want it to go the other way, so... Right now, it won't work because the other one will somehow just not agree with that. But it would make sense if you could just put the roof on top and just do it. Yeah, that's it. Now you want to put the mortar and the pestle in there, assuming that's the next thing that we would even make. We make the slope stuff. We make a second house. The mortar and the pestle requires a ton of rocks rather than go around looking for them. Let's see if I maybe just have them in here. We have 3 stones here. We have 10 there. Let me put some more meat in the grinder. Go here. Go here. Bring the food out. So our hide situation wasn't really the greatest. In fact, I probably still won't have enough when push comes to shove, but I guess it's okay. Look for 22. Not like I was really doing anything with these anyway, but not nearly enough either. Go ahead and eat a bunch more meat and then pick up a bunch more stones. At least these are visually represented properly in the game. I can understand why the berries aren't, but that was a moment of shock at the beginning. Just like, how come, there's no visual feedback at all? A couple of Triceratops is there. Where did the big guy go? How can such a big guy be so sneaky that you wouldn't even know where he is? Yeah, our next source of hide would have to just basically be the turtles, which I don't really want to do. We need 40 for like one of these things alone. Right, so we'll have our base up to the optimal point that we've ever gotten it. And then we'll just go hunting for crystal next time, because that never goes badly. But at least this will move the series onto PC, and I want this to be a long series. I want to beat the game, but I'm not going to even use that as an excuse for why I died so many times, because if you look at the ways that I die, take away even like, oh, I could have run away or I could have done something. Just like you're in these situations where it's so unfair because, I don't know, stuff is happening that is just kind of bullshit a little bit. So you got 50 here. Let's just try to use that alone. If you're able to not be over encumbered, you need like 14 more. Okay, I guess here I'm not really seeing the visual feedback exactly where you're picking them up sometimes, but whatever. Oh, here he is. I like that one line. I was almost going to do that for a silent stream if I had to for ARK, but basically like in ARK or on the island, no one can hear you scream over the thunderous footsteps of dinosaurs. Obviously the aliens line. I saw Aliens 3 on a list of like, oh, the worst movies or the worst sequels. It's like, it might not be that good, but it's certainly not that bad. Like, it's in the context of like, oh, among the worst movies of all time or something. Fuck that. Right click for more options. Okay, so we go ahead and make the mortar and the pestle, and then we figure out from there I have to make something within it, like the can only be crafted in mortar pestle. That requires chitin, keratin, 10 hide, 40 hide. This. So let's use the mortar and the pestle to try to make a couple things here. With your little workshop. Kind of a good interpretation of what you would do with that second house thing. Oh, whoops. What would I want to make? Now, it's showing stuff that I couldn't have seen before. You must learn that. I don't want to see it even. It's spoiling stuff. What is with this, dude? It's showing stuff that I never even knew about. Okay, flint and stone. I wonder why it would even do that. If anything, I have less expansions and stuff, so I don't see why I would do that. It was spoiling stuff like, oh, you need to unlock the whatever, some expansion to be able to do such and such. But okay, spark powder is in there. You just need flint and stone. Pretty easy as far as I'm concerned. So you're supposed to like put it here, I think, and then you just go like that. Put the spark powder, bring this back. Then the next thing is the blood syringe. Okay, keratin, chitin, which I forget where it is. I think it might be the 4th one. It is not. Could be the 3rd one. And I did that without even needing to spill any turtle blood, because we feel like there's the fucking, I like that little flip he does with the pickaxe here. He did whatever, we killed the anthropod thing. which for a while there I was looking so hardcore for it on one of those playthroughs, but then I realized that the two were interchangeable. I didn't know. And I never have found a use actually for this. Like, use this on a human. Like, you would have to find somebody else, but I can't use it on myself, or if I do, then I'll end up just killing myself with it somehow. There's this funny discussion, like, you know, oh, there's not equal rights. Certain people aren't given the same opportunity to donate blood. And it's like, if they're not sucking our blood, then can we truly ever be free? I'm not saying that it isn't a legitimate thing. Like, okay, you should be able to do it. I'm not stopping you, but is that really the number one priority? Like, oh, please suck our blood, and if we can't donate our blood, then we really feel left out in society. Like, we just can't ever be equal. We did the spark powder. What else am I looking for here? We got that little celebratory stupid thing. Let's look for the narcotic, and then all these. So you need 40 hide, 20 hide. We are gonna have to kill a turtle. It was the last thing I do. Okay, we need narco berry and spoiled meat. Spoiled meat's not too hard to come by. We could just go grab for some narco berries, but do I have some? I do have some. And then spoiled meat's gonna be in here. Oh, fuck me. Actually, that might still serve the same purpose, or maybe not. I guess I could just wait for one of them to spoil. I don't think... Maybe something is in here and I just didn't notice it because... let's see. That's one thing that's really cool about survival games, is they'll make use of things that normally you think are useless. Like, why would you want a spoiled meat? Or why would you want your feces that you're defecating all over the ground with and stuff? But you actually kind of do. In certain situations, at least use it as fertilizer and stuff. Go ahead, make one of these. That's good enough. You can only use one without falling asleep. And you can't even use one without falling asleep if you have any sort of external help against that. Like, whatever. It's just like if you get hit by a bug or something and then it adds like some torpidity to you and stuff like that. I thought torpidity would be like your ability to throw something, like I'm throwing a torpedo. I didn't know what, you know, it had anything to do with falling asleep. This is all good, so we're getting close. I just need a little more hide, and that's making me a little bit nervous, to be sure. We make a narcotic. We make a simple bed, single panel flag, and that. So we have 46 hide, and we need basically 60. So let me try to kill a turtle. I'm actually more afraid of that maybe than a turtle. Or we could go look for like another dodo or something, but I don't see anything. It feels like there'll be a lot of those under the water that come and get me or something. There was that one stuck in the tree, but I almost take pity on that, so I don't want to, you know, take advantage of that. We could just cheese him that way. At least if I put him in that situation, that's one thing, but if God put him there, I don't want to insult his design there. It's for a reason. Although he would theoretically just starve out, and then I could still take his hide and stuff. So there were a couple of these poisonous ones together. And so I'm asking for trouble by going... Oh, shit. I am asking for trouble by going here. At some point, though, I would have to clear them out anyway. As long as they're spread out enough. Now there's going to be a third one and bait me in. Make me think it's all safe. Or he'll aggro from halfway across the map. Like, it's not all that surprising to have happen. Or his aggro range was pretty shit there, though. He had no idea. Kind of led me with that shot a little bit, but I still didn't get hit. I always call these things raptors, but, you know, in a vague sense, I guess you could think of them as such. What? There was a third one after all. Please, please, just give me a second, dude. There is another one here, but I'm not such a glutton for punishment. Fuck's sake, dude. You got plenty of hide and stuff from that. I almost want to kill this one just for the trouble I just went through, but how did he end up that far down the line then? Forget it. There was one hiding behind. I was even joking about that. Like, how could there be so many fucking congregated? Yeah, thanks for helping, dude. I guess those raptors could say the same thing though too. Yeah, all we want to do is we can just make a couple things here, the flag and stuff, and then we'll be all good. Because and what I do love about this, as far as the single player server and hosting and stuff, is the fact that you can just pause it anytime you want. That's always very comfortable, which you wouldn't expect to be able to do in a game like this. Like, it'll be always online or whatever. But that sets up pretty well for even if, like, oh, the servers go offline and you can't, you know, you can't do anything anymore that way, right? Because, oh, Ascended's out and this game's dying or something. Maybe I should free this guy, actually. But he'll take it as a sign of regression, I bet. Could, like, backpedal his way out if I do this. But he won't. He's stuck on one path. Not trying to hurt you, I'm trying to help you. Don't do it like one extra time, because then you'll hit him, because there'll be no tree, I guess, in the way. Oh, look at that. We've made an alliance with turtles. Not only do we not kill any so far, so we can keep going on here, even though I'm not going to make any of that unless we get there in the proper order. This, you would need a ton of just thatch, wood, fiber, all that kind of stuff. Let's just get a whole bunch of it. Mainly, we're going to need trees. Why does it seem like they explode more than normal? Like, that interaction, maybe it just feels more pronounced here, but it feels more like you're blowing it up than just simply breaking it with your pickaxe. Whereas on console, it does just feel like normal destruction. I don't know how to explain it, but you could see the difference, I guess. Only thing I don't like is sometimes the blurry, weird stuff in the distance, which maybe that does happen there too, but it's more like you wouldn't be able to see if it happens because it's not as conspicuous. So I almost just died there to the stupid second Dilposaur thing. But that's okay. I got out of it alive. Text seems somehow smaller here too in some cases. Let's make one of these things, which I should be able to... Oh, what the fuck? I should be able to make it. The flag, fiber. Okay, that's always the one I forget about, because you are just swiping at air for it. Picking up all these superfluous berries that might end up, you know, causing you to get over encumbered, and that'll be the difference between life and death, and that'll end my whole playthrough. But no, it's okay, the fact that you don't, like, at least if you hold E down, it should let you choose which of the many. I'm picking up stones, I'm picking up berries, I'm picking up fiber. Like, it doesn't really matter, but just in a nitpicky sense, like, you should be able to determine a little bit what you are picking up. To make a second bed, which we won't be able to use, of course, either. This is going to be here. This you would just need more fiber for. I don't even know where I want to put that. I almost like to build another foundation and treat it as if it's like a little sun bath type of bed. I don't even know. Right, like we do it just for the aesthetic, even if we're not gonna end up using it at all. Yeah, this was pretty fun and maybe a little more comfortable. So maybe we'll do this. I'll just watch it back a little bit to see that it's actually performing at an adequate level. But the next time I would do this would be on Thursday anyway. So we're gonna change the whole dynamic. I'm not gonna do 2 categories, except I guess Friday, even though that's okay too, because, you know, just that's going to be like very short sessions anyway. So we catch up to, again, the farthest I've ever been. If I craft one more item, it'll be the farthest I've ever been on the Engram row, but that could be a while, and we'll put our life at great risk to try to do that. So let me first try to make a foundation here, which I immediately, where is it? Immediately can do. So that'll be like our third house, quote unquote, that we've made, but it's not really a house anyway. Yeah, the one thing that's nice is we can switch immediately to our next category without having to, like, end the stream and restart, which I always hate doing that. But I won't even have to worry about that anymore. But, like, if I was to do it on PC, that would make it very nice, because you could just, you know, it wouldn't always crash, but it would basically always crash. So like that, it's pretty good. And then you get to, oh, it's not aligned properly, though. I have to do it again. Go here, and then what was the last thing? you would just want to single panel flag an area. You can't really do anything with it, or you kind of can, but you would have to have like some sort of insignia for your tribe or something, which maybe I could theoretically still do. Forms the immediate area. I was using this almost as a benchmark to show like how far I'd been in the forest, or like where do I think it's safe to go or something. You can put this somewhere like around the thing here. Mark our territory a bit. Go ahead, put some thatch in there. So we made pretty good progress. And again, I was getting kind of burnt out. Just the idea that I was, you know, struggling so much. So now the series has a sense of finality. It doesn't mean I'm going to die. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. But we're going to play it extra safe now, instead of just taking it like it doesn't matter and whatever. I didn't like the style that I was going at. Not like I wasn't trying, but obviously not enough, I guess. We have enough of these, I guess. We can put all this stuff away. Early between all of these. A lot of it I just put in superfluous stuff that's not necessary, though. Just like the berries, but just because I'm too lazy. Yeah, this is a pretty good... let's actually rest on this one instead of in our house for once. Nice little sunbathing experience. I don't know if you actually can see in third... Oh, fuck. Or I think you could do that there, too. I just never would actually do it. But no, it feels more suited to maybe play like this. Of course, your legs are clipping through there. There are some buggy and unpolished elements to this game, despite being out for so long. Not saying that's why, oh, the sequel is needed, but I mean, you still don't get it. But yeah, I that kind of dropped without me even knowing. Because like they had first announced like, oh, it might come out in August or something, and then they kept delaying it, and now it did finally come out like right before, I guess, Halloween. But you could almost bill it as a horror game. Like if you're hiding in the woods and a T-Rex is coming after you, there are scary moments like that, certainly. Okay, so that's pretty good. I want to see one thing, if I can't just verify like what the settings are. It does say it here. Right, so if you were to hit that, I think that pretty much shows what you're trying to do. How do you exit from this? Oh, here, cancel. Okay, so today, again, on the loudest fucking intro screen ever, at least compared to the in-game sound, it's much, much louder. But this is going to be my second episode of ARK on PC, and so we did it last time just to try it, and so this was also a good way to segue into the final phase of this playthrough, where it has been going on for a couple months, and of course, we've been on sort of a, whatever, hamster wheel in terms of never really making any progress. And so it was kind of fun and smooth, and it seemed to record okay, so there's nothing wrong with playing on PC. Not that you would think there would be, but just somehow, for whatever reason, I decided to do it there. There is some weird thing in the distance, like where some of the textures are, like, you know, hazy like that. I'm not sure exactly why. It could be sort of a trick, because maybe you can't see that far very clearly on console anyway, but I don't know what. First of all, this is wrong. Everything was actually fine last time. Graphics quality is only medium, but a lot of these things are higher. Like, I don't want to fuck with it too much. Like, I don't really care. It looks fine, but I guess just the distance of something seems a little bit off. Right, like, why is that? Shit. Why is that stuff in the distance look so bad? So I could use, like, my turtle strat of just, like, okay, we'll just stay in the same place, because this is a game that actually rewards you. Wait, what happened? Oh, I'm doing the console commands. Yeah, I'm cheating. I would do it in such a way that I could just stand here and you're gaining experience at some sort of rate. So eventually you'll get to like level 100 and you'll be able to survive all the crazy stuff out there. But I think I've been sort of humbled in this game a little bit. Like, everything is super fucking hard to deal with. Sure, it could be because of the difficulty dial is turned up all the way, right, to 1.0. It could be because just like I'm choosing not to use certain mechanics like taming stuff and riding stuff, at least not yet. But we got to the Engram Bro point. We made a good amount of progress. And now we're on the quest for crystal again. Narcotics paving the way as a gateway drug to crystal here for the spyglass. And so we could just like kind of stand around and do nothing. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be too adventurous, because that's happened so many times where, like, you know what this reminds me of almost a little bit? My deaths in this game almost remind me of how I lose games in chess. Like, I say, I shouldn't do this thing, and if I just take my own advice, everything's fine. But then I do it anyway, and I feel adventurous, or I'm lazy and bored, and I just want to do something exciting, and then I end up losing because of it. So I call it like, oh, if I go here, he's probably going to do this, and then he does it, and then I lose. There's the same thing here, like, oh, if I go this way, I'll probably die, and then I do. So at least I can see it coming, but I don't. Apathetic but clairvoyant. What the fuck is that, dude? Now the one thing, what the fuck? Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. What if he comes after me? We've never seen that in our whole time playing this game. The one time I decide not to go over there. Yeah, I don't even think he's meant to be an aquatic creature. He just happens to be there. Sometimes they do that. I mean, this is meant to be a safe zone, but basically I have only 12 lives, so if I die, right, we get 1 per spawn point. So it wasn't like that the whole way, but I just thought it would be a good way. Like, we decided to move to PC just randomly one of these episodes, but then after that we're in sort of the endgame phase. And so the only difference, I guess, is that this is, I mean, obviously it's on PC, but I don't have all the DLC because it's not like the ultimate version, but it really doesn't matter to me because we want the raw experience. But I don't know how much that would have changed something. Some of the behavior of the enemies was a little bit different, like the way those poisonous raptors like didn't always come to attack me. They were kind of running around. I don't know if that was something that was changed, or I don't see why that would be changed in the DLC though. Like, this would still be the most updated version of the game. It just wouldn't have scorched earth and stuff. I think that's just like a placebo thing. I don't really think that would be too pertinent. So that thing's pretty scary on the other side. I almost shouldn't go over there, but we're just gonna play it super safe. Almost like the goal of the game is to survive or something. So my favorite feature is just being able to pause it like that. So we're not going to worry about Ascended, right? People would say, oh, go play Ascended. I mean, that's part of the reason why I started playing this now, just because I was afraid it might go offline or something. There's also that Survival of the Fittest, which you can't seem to play, but it still added it to my Steam. It's like an alpha version or something. Yeah, this will just be a just chatting category where we're literally farming experience by doing nothing. We did like we did something along the lines of, okay, no, I mean Survival of the Fittest, and then if you look on the menu screen, there's all kinds of other things like Primitive Plus and this and that. Like, I don't know what all the versions of things with this game is, but this is obviously the same one I was doing on console, so it's fine. And then, yeah, there's just like some weird blurry fucking quality like that. Let's see if we can't find maybe the solution to it. What would sound like... You know what's interesting is there's been very little, like, not that I've really gone too far or done too much in this, but there's been no NPC interaction. We've only heard a few people's voices, like, you know, it almost makes you think of BioShock or something where you're not really interacting with anybody the whole game, I guess on rare occasions, but you're hearing all those audio voxophones and stuff. So it's the same thing here. You're hearing like Helena Walker talk about something, or the other guy. So we got like 2 or 3 of those survival guide voiceovers. But other than that, it's been pretty nondescript for that sort of stuff. So in a way, I kind of like that because it feels like you're all alone and it's an atmospheric thing. I always compare stuff like that to Metroid Prime, like where you're only like... your only sense of humanity or interaction is actually with your scan log, which will kind of tell you information, and sometimes it has a bit of personality to it, but that's it. So you're kind of you're experiencing the story sort of vicariously rather than directly. Like, they're not shoving it in your face. It's just there if you want to read it. Otherwise, you can just skip over it completely. Mesh detail, motion blur, film grain. Distance, expensive on your resources. Distance, field shadowing, high quality materials, restart. Simple distance, character movement, high quality LODs, extra level streaming distance. Let me actually just look up what it is that's happening here. ARK PC blurry distance. Yeah, one instance where console actually performs better, but maybe it doesn't. Enable the anisotropic. I don't know how you even say that. I don't even see it. Oh, here. Wait. Annie something. I haven't been this disappointed in Annie since fucking Hayden Christensen and Anakin Skywalker. I always, people always shit on him, and then there's like this reverse feedback of like people defending him. But my whole thing is just like, think about in that final moment, right? A random tangent, Revenge of the Sith, like where before he goes in the suit, but like he's already called Darth Vader and stuff. That's not the characterization that you would have expected. Like, yes, you could say, oh, it's trying to humanize him or something, but like when he's all whiny and you turned her against me, and just the way he says it, I would have just made him more angry and sort of raw. Instead, he's more like a whiny teenager or something. I don't see where the fuck this is even. The level streaming light shaft. It's some sort of filtering. Oh, here we go. High quality filtering. Apply. That one probably shouldn't need a restart. I'm not very picky when it comes to stuff like graphics because I feel, well, yeah, I was even putting up with playing on console. But I just feel like, you don't want something to stand out like that. Even the grass seems maybe a little bit weird, but it's okay. Oh man, why is it, look at that. Why did they fucking do that? Like how the rocks just sort of bulge in like that with a weird thing. Like there's always that story, GTA 4 on PC, one of my favorite experiences ever in gaming history, right? But it would always be so shitty performance wise. This was maybe some time ago, but still, the port was so bad. One of the worst ports ever for one of the best. Oh please, what happened? Now does that count as a death? Because, oh no, I just lagged a little bit. One of the worst ports ever for one of the best games ever. I wonder how that would look on stream too. Sometimes that causes like a delay in the audio or something. So then I'm going to edit it, and then I realize that like, because it froze, somehow the audio doesn't freeze, but the video does, and then it gets out of sync. See, that's always reasonable that it popped in there. I don't like how jagged some of this stuff looks though. I'm not going to go too far, and I'm not going to do too much. But this is at least my new slot also. Like this is on Thursday instead of Sunday, because I want to reduce it to one category a day. So Sunday's still going to be Hearthstone, obviously, because I'll play that till the end of time, but until it goes offline. But this will just be a dedicated day. So every day now is a little more relaxed. Even if I don't have as much time, I can still get in a substantial session, hour, 2 hours of at least one category, which has been difficult lately. So I find a way to make it work. So, Monday was already one category, just Magic. Tuesday was already just chess. Wednesday was, whatever Wednesday, like a weird thing where I would play like different stuff. So we replaced that with a second Saturday slot, which is Paladin's Permadeath Gauntlet, which could turn into Smite or something afterwards. And then we also did... So we moved Sunday's first slot this to Thursday, which we could still continue this as the Game Pass Gauntlet, but I was almost thinking we could just do anything after this, like Sea of Thieves or something. And then, but of course this will go on for so long it almost doesn't matter. And then what else? Friday is actually technically still a double slot in terms of PvZ hard mode and PvZ heroes, but the PvZ hard mode there is very very short. Like you just do like 1 or 2 attempts at a certain mini game, so it's not that big of a deal. And then see, the brutality and how harsh this game can be and how easy it is to die is an important part of it, because if it wasn't, then you'd just be kind of like dicking around and doing whatever. But it adds weight to everything, I feel like, when it is so easy to die. And so that's very important to me in a survival game. Don't Starve is amazing for that. Like there is combat in the game, but you never really feel like you're meant to do that, right? Like it's very touch and go. When you're in it, it's kind of hard to avoid getting hit, right? It's kind of structured in such a way that it discourages combat, and it wants to make you feel like It's a last resort. So I'm sure later on there are better ways to do it, but at the beginning it's like even fighting the weakest things in the game, right? There's either unmitigatable damage where, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you attack, it's almost like an MMO where auto attacking is happening. You hit them, they hit you. There's no way around it, or it's very awkward to try to do it. So you could almost treat it the same way here. Like, you're not really meant to fight stuff, but sometimes you have no choice. And of course, our only weapon the whole time has been either our fists or a slingshot, or which is meant just more for stuns. It's not even, it even says in the tooltip it's not meant for doing damage. And then also the spear, which maybe I should make like 100 spears and keep throwing them at stuff. So that'll make, that'll make a substantial ranged weapon. I never thought about doing it like that, but yeah, the fiercest enemy we've killed is like that stupid Titan boa thing, which again, I arguably didn't even kill myself, but just we were able to do it in such a way that, you know, we pulled it all across the beach and got it to fight other things. I'm a little bit nervous that that guy's on the other side of there. We still didn't fix the little black blocky things. Yeah, let's just do this as a troubleshooting stream, just getting used to PC. It's not like I'm trying to do anything in particular. This is meant to be very slow paced because we only have now we're in the serious mode. Not that I wasn't taking it seriously before. And of course, playing on PC is going to drastically improve my performance, but that goes without saying. So let me try once more. ARK, blurry, distance, black objects, like how they sort of fade in. After that, I have a something gaming PC. ARK is fine, but when I get in the game, graphics in the background look very blurry and pixelated. Turn the resolution scale way up. Okay. You know, and I always love that and stuff. People say, oh, there's these 100 fixes you can do to make something work properly. But it's like, why should you need to do that? Shouldn't it just work? I know it's, you know, every system is different and this and that, but there's always like a setting. Oh, of course you have to turn resolution scale up, but then why isn't it up by default? Like, what benefit is there in not doing that? Why would the default setting be to not have proper resolution? Or like, that's always a bad argument against, you know, I haven't heard a single turtle this run. Turtle pacifist playthrough. Is normally I do it for the keratin and stuff. I don't even need it right now. But no, it's a case where, oh, I still am seeing it, man. The stupid pop and stuff. But no, what was I saying? People will say, oh, you know, some PC games are poorly optimized and you have to do all these workarounds and stuff, like what I was just talking about. But that's not a criticism of PC. That's just a criticism of the games themselves, like, the optimization itself. Just because something is poorly optimized doesn't mean that that's the fault of PC. If it was made for PC and ported over to console, by the same logic, it could be poorly optimized for console, right? So I'm not going to hold that against the system. I'm holding it against the company and the, you know, the port itself. So that's always a fallacy. I feel like people hide behind and say, you know, somehow that doesn't mean whatever. A bad port does not a bad console make, or whatever you want to. I don't know where that expression even comes from. I always think of Kristoff saying it in Phoenix Wright, like owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make, or something like that. But got to be like one of those that was said in court in real life, like fucking if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, some stupid thing like that. Oh, we need a stupid fiber. That's why we're pooping so much all over the place, defecating. I still don't really know a way to deal with that in terms of, like, we could make a little storage bin for it, I guess, but I don't see the point. This is one of the benefits of being in nature, of course. You can just shit wherever you want. Or yeah, by that logic, since that's the mechanic, when do we ever do the other thing? Do we do it when we're in the water and we don't really notice or pay attention to it? Yeah, I've gone this whole time without eating anything, so sometimes I guess it's because I'm not super active or not really doing anything. We're getting maybe still some of that blur and popping and stuff. Maybe the only reason why you wouldn't be getting it is because you've already been to this area, so you've already seen everything there. So I'm a little bit nervous about that big guy who is in the water killing stuff on the other side. Again, this is like an easy quote-unquote starting area, and normally it is pretty safe, but some funky stuff has been happening. I'm afraid to attack these birds or swans or whatever in the water because who knows what can happen with that. So this is going to be good. So I've yet, not to jinx it, but I've yet to die even on PC at all. So these ones are still good. And then we can put a whole bunch more in there. I mean, of course, I feel more comfortable on this. One thing I don't like is that it doesn't have a custom cursor. In fact, you know what it almost makes me want to do? Is I'm going to download... I'm always a fan of custom cursors because it's so immersion breaking. Nobody wants to see a fucking Windows mouse when you're playing any kind of game. Especially games like card games that are based around, you know, such minimal input. Okay, so I kind of scoured online for what would be an adequate custom cursor for this. I don't know if it actually is meant for this. It didn't mention it, but when I looked up ARK, this showed up like, you know, I guess it's supposed to imitate the thing that's in your hand or whatever, in your wrist. That's always better. It is like a meaningful psychological ideation as much as I'm into psychology. Like, for example, in chess, I would use like custom piece sets, or in other games, like let's do a custom cursor tier list while we just sit here and farm experience, because fuck it, dude, this is what we're gonna have to do to survive anyway. And before that dude comes from behind, this could pass off as a horror game, especially the way I play it, not just because, oh, I'm so bad and it's so horrific to watch that, but because of the fact that you're able to die so easily and it can be so punishing. But that's part of also the whole thing where you can't respawn. But like, what games forced me to use a custom cursor, or did I choose to use it on? Like Phoenix Wright, the Great Ace Attorney, I think I used a little Phoenix finger point there. So that was just my, you know, that's not in the game, but it almost feels like it could have been. Or Contradiction, I used the finger point, like almost makes you think of LA Noire too, like where Cole is always, it goes in like first person and you have to like fucking point at something on a page or something. And then like Pokemon TCG Live and online TCG, I think neither one had a custom cursor, or maybe one of them did, but basically it felt sort of like that was kind of dumb that they didn't have one there. And then also I think some of the Yu-Gi-Oh games were like that too, like Master Duel, Duel Links. That one was one of my favorite custom cursors actually. It was like a Millennium Puzzle, and it was just like pointing in the right direction of a mouse. That's like one of the best, most organic ones ever. You see a lot of them. There was one like the ARK Survival Evolved logo with like a little, you know, it had like a little white arrow at the top. So in other words, you can take like anything and just put a white arrow at the top and be like, oh well, that's a custom cursor, but that doesn't feel natural. At least it should have been the letter A turned and curved, where the point of the A goes at the diagonal angle of the thing, of like where a mouse would go. Right, so at least in that sense it would make sense. I thought I made I thought I was about to make that. I don't know what happened. Or no, I already have two of them. So I'm not gonna provoke any combat, and I can't really do much crafting, so I'm literally gonna just stand around. But we'll do better doing this than anything else. Like, I wouldn't want to explore at night either. Yeah, we'll literally turn this into a just chatting series, because what else can I do? We can try to craft a couple things here. Make some more storage boxes, I guess. Do my old bunny strat from Don't Starve. I swear it wasn't too, sounds like something you could tell to a psychologist and they would think you're fucking crazy because of it. Like, this guy's gonna grow up to be a murderer or whatever. Like, your 8-year-old kid is so happy and proud that they played Don't Starve, and they came up with this brilliant strategy to survive the winter by stuffing 100 rabbits in different boxes around their camp and then murdering them at the correct opportune time so that they don't spoil and go bad. Like, what did you do on the computer today, son? That'd be such a specific thing. Like, it's a very brilliant thing. I would vouch for it myself as someone who felt so satisfied coming up with it. But you're not doing it for any sort of sick reason that way. You're literally just like, if you already harvested them, right? Which almost implies that you're feeding them and keeping them alive, right? Because they're not dying a fate worse than death until they get obviously eaten by you. But you're doing that because if you kill them and you have their meat, then the meat will go bad. And of course, I didn't have a way to conserve them, or, you know, I didn't know how to make the ice box and this and that. So if all you have is the meat, what is that little bit of fire like in my eyes? Is that like a graphical bug? Like, I've never seen it like that before. That's weird. Since when do you see that? Like those two little orange things. What the fuck? Why are they in such a fixed spot too? I don't know if that's like trying to tell me something, like, oh, we're blinding ourselves, we're gonna lose our eyesight. Talk about a blind first playthrough. Sometimes it seems a little weird to call something a first playthrough in the context of why the fuck is it like that? You know, oh, like, I've died so many times, so clearly it's not a first playthrough, because that, you know, that would, like, for me it would mean like it's my first session or my first time playing it, in terms of maybe I should make like a whole armory here since I'm not really doing anything anyway, right? You can do it in a minimalistic sense, but that's like an opposite interpretation minimalist standard. You're not a minimalist because you're not doing anything. You're a minimalist because you're staying in the same place and you're hoarding like a million of what you have available. So even if all I have available is the 7th engram row, like up to, like, let's say the spyglass, right? I can only make that stuff for now before I eventually find some crystal and make that. But I can make the most of it. I can make 100 houses. I can make 100 fucking slingshots. I can make an infinite number of spears and just use them as throwing weapons. So there's no reason why I couldn't have a stockpile here. We could organize this shit a little bit. Although I almost don't even want to do that. But maybe I should. Let's just make as many fucking boxes as I can. Like, I'll literally fill the whole beach with them. And crash the server that I'm, I guess, like, hosting myself, because it's like, you know, single player context. That's probably my favorite feature of the whole game, and that ties into being able to pause it too. The fact that it's not an always online game. So you're trying to tell me you can pause in this game but not in Dark Souls? Like, what the fuck is that? I had to make my own macro. That's one of the funniest gaming stories ever. Like, I made my own macro to force the game to pause Dark Souls, and people would always ask me, oh, how do you do that, how do you do that? And then somebody else came up with a better one, universal pause button. So I never gave mine to anybody because it could, like, cause your computer to crash and fuck up. So it wasn't exactly perfect, but I was so desperate to pause it that I felt like I had no choice, because it's so important to me. Like, you're doing a permadeath run, or you're doing like some long series, right, with Dark Souls or whatever, any game like that. Let's say that you can't pause it, so I'm 12 hours in, and then, oh my goodness, my house is on fire, or something, you know, real life happens, or I have to go take a shit in the middle of a boss fight. Like, you know what I mean? I should be able to do that, and it's not that big of a deal. But no, I'll fail the whole 12-hour run that I put in just because of that. Like, why? I spilled my drink and I have to clean it up before it short circuits and overheats my computer. And I love that. That created like a devil's advocate argument. Like, people were defending it, oh, just get good, or even though it has nothing to do with being good or bad, like, just being able to pause it is a net thing. Like, it has nothing to do with, it doesn't even make a game easier necessarily. It arguably can, especially with like RTS games or strategy games, because you can like kind of plan your next move. So I get that, but like chess, I should be able to pause it in chess and take as long as I want, correspondence. But the real lesson is the simple fact that you're able to you're basically able to, what do you call it, I lost my train of thought. Like, I shouldn't really even need too much flint or stone. I could just... Oh yeah, being able to pause it. People would defend like, oh, just get good, or why do you need to pause it, and all these kind of things. But I'm the type of person who does these crazy things. So like, let's say I'm doing a soul level 1 run, right? And it might even say, oh, on stream. Maybe it's not even on stream. It could just be, you know, on my own time. But if I'm doing a soul level 1 run, and like one of these boss fights is taking like an hour to do or 2 hours to do, right, a single boss encounter, not because I'm dying over and over, you see, but because you do so little damage or you're taking it so slow. There's all kind of crazy formats and fun stuff you can do, and then I have to get up in the middle, and if I do, then I die, and then I can't do it. Like, I don't see how that makes any sense. And the only reason why it was always online is because it's kind of a scuffed game, small indie company, for whatever it's worth. The rocks in this version in the PC seem to explode more. Like, you see how the little parts are rolling around and stuff. I don't really remember that happening so aggressively in this. Every time I'm done destroying a rock, it looks like it blows up or something. What am I, George Bush? Gonna bomb a rock? Ha ha ha. What was I saying? Being able to pause, like... Oh yeah, it was just kind of a scuffed game. Like, there's no lip syncing for the what little voice acting there is, and all this kind of other limited capacity stuff. And so clearly it's rough around the edges, despite being amazing, obviously. So that's my only point, is that there is a sense of lack of polish. So if you're playing, it lets you play in offline mode, right? Like, it'll say, oh, you can't connect to the servers, this and that, but you can still play the game. So in that context, then you should be able to pause it. But then it's like, oh, it's always online and your progress is tied to it. So this game does what Dark Souls could not, and it shouldn't have been that big of a deal for them to even do that. But what I should do is have like 1 million of every kind of resource that you're going to ever want. Alright, we'll create like this utopian paradise in this fucking spot here. And just never leave, because you gotta understand, this is for keeps. Like, this is my only chance to ever play this game. If I don't do it now, in these 12 lives, which might seem like a lot, but I'm not gonna treat it like that, then that's it. So I'm gonna beat this game. I'm gonna get to max level. I'm gonna do everything you can do. As far as the DLC, it's gonna get a little bit confusing, but in a way I almost prefer not have, well, we'll see, but at least let me have the raw experience. You know, I've barely done anything. I haven't even gotten to like the fucking 7th engram row, so how am I supposed to, you know, worry about anything else? You need a bunch of fiber. I can make like 2 boxes. I need like way more than that though. Yeah, I love that you level up for like just fucking doing nothing at times. Yeah, let's be super OCD completionist and make like 1 million boxes and just be very inventory based here. I like how that's one of my favorite tags to put in Twitch or in OBS. You're going to play a card game, so I'll do card game turn based. So one of my tags on Twitch is just based. My stream is based, even though that's not how you mean it, and you could do it as one word too, but it sort of came about by accident. What was that camera angle? I accidentally hit K. We're getting like an avant-garde fucking wannabe filmmaker over here. You know what I found out today is that Mars Attacks was made by Tim Burton. I never even knew that. It's like this stupid fucking alien movie, whatever, like almost like a parody of an alien invasion type of thing. And it had like one of the craziest ensemble casts ever too. But I don't know how I never remembered. I think I saw it when I was a kid, but yeah, that cast was jacked out, like fucking Jack Nicholson. I don't even remember, but Danny DeVito. There was such a big cast to it. Or yeah, that's like the Batman meets, not the Batman, the Penguin meets the Joker, and it was not too far removed from those movies coming out, I don't think. Spoiled meat is what it is. We can store, let's just store everything for now until we have until we have an excess of stuff. I haven't done anything with seeds as far as just as far as basically being able to wait, didn't I just make 2 of them? So this one should be empty. Let me try to make, yeah, I almost want to keep some of this in reserve though, so maybe it's a good thing. Right, I'll have a box full of logs, so whenever I need logs, we have it there. The thing is, it's like, you know, I could play like a homebody, like, oh, I don't want to leave my base because everything's here, but at some point there's no point to doing that. It's not even like, oh, I'm gonna run out of resources, although I probably will. I don't know to what extent the trees grow back and stuff. The way that they do in Don't Starve is kind of funny. Like they won't gradually grow back, and you'll see like well, sometimes they do that, but sometimes they'll just sprout right up out of the ground in like 1 second. Right, it'll take them a while to do that, but to get to that point, but or that's the one non-renewable resource in these games is like rocks and mines and stuff, which makes sense. Like this shouldn't grow back, obviously, and so you'll have some trouble in terms of we have to actually pick up some rocks to do it. What? Wait, that should be fine. Or no, I'll have to punch a thing like a tree. You'd always have like extra torches and extra everything. All these little survival guide tips. Yeah, I definitely don't remember seeing those 2 little glowing things. It almost seems like a bug of some kind, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, so we made it through the nighttime, kept myself occupied. All I have to do is just keep working on building this base up then, I guess. We'll build it in between there. We'll have like maybe 8 of them, and then we'll go, well, basically the whole beach is ours, so we can have as many as I want, but try to keep them somehow symmetrical and organized. Let's take a peek around the other side and see if we can't get killed by that big thing that was in the water. Sometimes the enemies can behave in weird ways, which some of it's scuffed AI, some of it makes it feel maybe a little bit natural and good even, but unpredictable. Dude, that fucker could be in the water there somewhere, or he could have just left. He could have come maybe more this way. He was actually coming kind of in this direction too. So those things drop all kind of mechanical parts that I killed one of them, but it wasn't crystal, or maybe they have like a super low chance to drop crystal. Yeah, this will be fun as more like a dedicated serious slot here, both in terms of the higher sort of condition to it, but also the fact that like, let's be actually super methodical. Like, let's clear out every single tree here, even though I won't be able to because I won't have room. I'll get over encumbered pretty quick. We'll have all the thatch you could ever dream of here. I still don't know why in that one death I aggroed the raptors from like halfway across the map, because there were other things in the way. So it's like, on one hand, they shouldn't be able to see me because I wasn't engaged in combat with them. I didn't do anything, you know, so they shouldn't aggro from that far away, first of all. But second of all, there were other kind of dinosaurs and stuff and prey in their path. Maybe there just wasn't anything suitable for them to attack. I don't really get what happened with that. I could kill this thing. Sometimes bad things happen when you just seek out combat though. Like, you fight a snail and then 10 raptors and snakes and shit come from behind you. Like, now this is the dude who steals shit from you. That might be, that's just a dodo. He took a narcotic, dude. Average fucking junkie over here. I don't even want the narcotic, but just, I wonder if I'll get it back from him too. Give me that fucking thing, just in principle. Not that I even wanted. The most epic drug war we have ever seen. 10 out of 10. Never take the caveman's narcotic, dude. What is that even, dude? Is that the same thing, or? Yeah, bug-free game, by the way. Go buy ARK Ascended now. I mean, look, dude. I know fish like to... Big fan of diving, but this is ridiculous. Where the fuck did the other dodo go? It was right there. I'm kind of nervous being on this side, though, after seeing what I've seen here. So some fish was having a good time over there. This will be the poisonous one. Right? And their aggro ranges aren't always that impressive, but as long as we don't get hit by like a second one here. Or see, yeah, what is that? Why did they run away? That is actually a different interaction than what we see on console. That never happened. They would always come right for me and try to kill me. It's not even like I'm too high of a level or something crazy. I'm better at juking on here, though. I would always have trouble doing that on console. Yeah, everything about this feels so different. Like, why was that so effortless when normally it's like some sort of drop frame thing? Or they definitely didn't run away like that, though. I don't know why they're doing that here. Maybe that makes it too easy and invalidates the whole run, but I mean, it's still the same game, so I don't know what it is. What? There's another thief one, and I lost sight of him completely. I don't know where he went. What? Or maybe it's just one of these. Something bigger. Man, what the fuck was that, dude? Uh-oh. This is gonna not look too scary, but it's going to be very scary, I bet. A disgusting act by random raptors over here. Like, I'm not trying to... Oh my god. So stupid, like... Like, I'm just defending myself from random stuff. And you could say, oh, you're trying to tame those or whatever, you know, the heart icon. But what if I don't want to? Just like even here. What if I don't want to level up? This thing is going to harass me and fucking... whatever, keep spamming me with this. So all these resources that you can stock up are going to be nice because you get to have as much wood and stuff as you want. Or, you know, maybe if I use this on the trees, you get more. I forget, actually. I think of it more for hide purposes, but this is just... But then why would you ever use the pickaxe? Like, I guess it's just a bridge sort of thing. Like, you have to use it at the beginning because you can't afford anything else. But then there's no reason not to use the hammer from that point on. Like, it just becomes obsolete. The I was almost avoiding using the hammer for a while because, oh, it feels like cheating. It's giving you too many resources. And that's one of my classic RP names, so I would never do it a dishonor. But I think I already used it once in this playthrough. On, whoops. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to have to do anything with that. Okay, let's go ahead and do... Look at how much fucking meat we got from that, though. Let's make a couple of the boxes here for sure. 3 of them. So I'd like to sort this out a little bit and have an excess of resources. So this won't just be an ordinary base like what we made before. This will be like a god tier fucking fortress. Not that we really have walls and stuff to protect. Yeah, that's actually the funniest interpretation. Like, I'll always be safe in a survival game. Why? Because you're so good at building fortifications and walls and structures and gates and stuff? No. And then you could show a picture of like me with like 100,000 fucking storage boxes around my thing just because I'm so OCD and I like to collect stuff and hoard stuff. But then you would see the enemies try to come in and it's like, wow, look at this impenetrable defense he created. And really it's just me being fucking a collector of stuff. It's just incidental, but it'll take up so much space it would actually protect me. Or I'd freak out like, no, they're trying to steal my shit. That's not meant to be a defensive structure. We go ahead, put these down. Let me see what other angle I want to do this at. One, two. You can keep going in this direction a little bit, I guess. So let's see what else we got. You got a bunch of thatch. Let's just maybe keep the Keep these. I have too many berries and stuff in there that don't really serve much purpose, but I guess it's okay. A lot of stuff encroaching on my territory, dude. But I haven't had much of a desire to fight any of them, really. In terms of, let's say she just do that and keep that, maybe. So there's no downside to just making more. So we broke 2 spheres like back-to-back consecutive on that one fucking clown little baby raptor thing. This is very surprising to say the least. Yeah, let's use the stone hammer, I guess. For some stuff it doesn't make sense. Like you're chopping down a tree, but the stone hatchet's just magically procuring more stuff for you from it. Arguably you could say, oh, it cuts it cleaner, so therefore more of the wood is salvageable, or some kind of thing with hide, like it doesn't destroy as much of the hide, so it's more usable and stuff. But you probably need some fibers here first. I wish you could craft it from the bottom, which maybe you can. Like if I hit 3 and hold it down, it would craft it. Right click for more options, but it's just wait, what did I do? Oh, I did it without knowing how I did it. I hold it down and then I right click. I don't get it. I don't know how I even did that. I held it down, but it didn't really give me more options. It's just kind of showing me what it said. So maybe if you just right click, it'll just do it. Okay, let's see how much this gives then. It's not even like, oh, it just does it faster. It seems to give you a net sum that's just way more. You see, I'm already pretty much over encumbered. I have to make sure I'm able to actually craft it, which I am. So I somehow just did it. Let's actually try to figure out. Use, equip, fist, torch, whatever. I'm holding 3 down, and then I don't know what you do there. Right click. Huh, how the fuck did I do that? It clearly isn't like something that's meant to be done, but... Or they don't really portray it particularly well to you. You can make a ton of storage boxes. You can make like... Able to make almost like 4 of them. Get a bunch of fiber and shit. Fiber is kind of an annoying one because you just have to swipe at the air and it's just like... It's not hard to get, but that it almost renders it redundant. Just... You know, I always forget to get it basically. The U does like that little whistle. There's a couple of new commands or inputs that I've discovered here almost by sheer accident, just because I'm misclicking at times. Like K did something like a camera angle. Let's go back. We have plenty of meat, although we are gonna run out. Almost want to go on a meat only diet. You know what's ironic in history? Like there's this whole thing about how, you know, like why didn't people need toothpaste before or whatever? I'm not saying cavemen's tooth didn't decay and stuff, but there's some sort of historical standard that... What was that? I heard like some hissing. You know, tooth decay didn't start until the advent of farming, because then we started eating like more whatever foods that were actually worse for our teeth. Whereas before that, people were just eating berries and meats and natural stuff, and that was actually not as bad on people's teeth as more modern stuff. So the advent of farming was to blame for a lot of things like cavities and stuff. That's so weird that like you're eating arguably better food or surplus of food, but somehow it's not actually good for you in some respects. Again, not saying people didn't have tooth decay before that, but there's some sort of weird association like that increased the rate of it. Some sort of Faustian agreement with, yes, you'll have a surplus of food, but it's not going to be good for you, or it'll lead to this, you know, obesity and all these kind of things. Like, it's a good problem to have, but people don't have the maturity or something to actually deal with that. Okay. I want this to be... Let's actually just keep doing it. Like... Every time I try to do like anything on 6 or 7, I keep thinking, oh, I gotta hit LB first. Like I have to hold something down and then I can do it, because that's how it works on console. Why is my thing so filled up? I better just put this shit back. Yeah, there is still some of that haziness in the background, like, or in the distance. Doesn't really seem to be much I can do about it. Seems like a shame to let that meat go to waste in there. I'll forget about it if I leave it there, but 15 of these, 25. We can always put the bulk of it in there. Spoilage in these games is always confusing. That would always confuse the shit out of me in Don't Starve. Like, it would show like, okay, one thing's about to spoil, one thing's like halfway, and then you combine them, and then it's like, you know, which one are we talking about with the spoilage? It's like the average spoilage for all of them, or it's just the one on the first one that we're looking at. So when you put stuff in a stack, it's like one piece was 10 minutes away from spoiling, one piece was an hour away from spoiling, and then now it makes it seem like, I don't know, it's just weird. It either doesn't always work accurately, or at least it's confusing. It's like you're tainting your healthier meat with the one that's about to spoil. 118. Yeah, see, we're already... this does make it way fucking faster. Maybe that's enough rows over there. We could always make more here on the other side. So how many do we have? 3, 4, 6, 8... Or, I mean, 3, 6, 9, 12. We probably need more fiber, obviously, for that. But yeah, it just makes it so much more a speedrun experience. But I wonder if you could actually clear out these trees, because I'm not seeing at any point where they're regrowing, but they must be. Or maybe that's what these little ones are, is like the remnant of what's going to become a bigger one. I almost want to test that theory, though, to see, like, if you're able to really just exploit that forever. It should always take a certain amount of time, but look how many trees there are. I've been so aggressive with getting rid of them, too. This is the evil Greta Thunberg's worst nightmare RP. We're trying to roleplay as the captains of industry, destroying nature here. Even though the context of this makes that a little bit silly, because it's kind of the opposite. Like, the whole world is your oyster, so you wouldn't even have to worry, because... Wait, I got so little thatch, though. I got too much wood and no thatch. There's a ton of it in here, but... Access... Or in one of these. What? Yeah, this cursor is kind of cool, right? Like it matches kind of with ARK. It's sort of like a fan-made custom one or whatever. I actually think I had to pay money for it too. I don't even remember, like it was on DeviantArt or something, but it's like, yeah, it maybe resembles what's on your wrist, so it's not too bad. I mean, again, at least it's something. Why the fuck is there no thatch? I thought we had like 100 of it. Why is it bugged out? I think my game's actually bugged. Or no, I keep looking at the wrong thing. Never mind. Just give me like one of those, or I added one. Nice, dude. You go here, go to the other side. So most of these boxes are a bit of a mess, but this is, we're trying to keep it super clean. Not just because we're an OCD caveman, but so we can impress all the cave women that we bring back here. Look how organized my shit is. It's not really clutter if you have it organized. You're not really a hoarder if you're actually intending to use it. There's all these philosophical approaches you can have. Well, let's give it some space, actually. I don't want to block my door. Although in a way I kind of do, so we'll keep... That's our security system. Try to get through loads and loads of my shit to get to me. And if you can, you deserve it. I'll lay down my arms and let you have it, dude. Let's put all this shit away. Bring out the meat. See, this is where the berries kind of piss you off. I don't want to pick up the berries, but you have no choice. You have to, because that's how the game works. They're just invisible, and it's just like a non-consensual berry pickup. So the spoiled meat is fine. We'll just do it here. And then, like, where is the meat going when you're doing that? You don't have like a little system for it. You're just putting the fucking meat in there. Like, I'm obviously overthinking it, but I almost feel bad for using this name. There's so much history with it that is, I don't know. It's fine, I guess. You know what was so weird? I was playing Path of Exile, and they used one of my old school RP names in that game. One of the NPCs, AROL, right? How the fuck did they come up with that name? Like, they stole it from me, unironically, maybe. One of the small indie company, one of the developers read one of my short stories or something. I used him as like a, typically he's like this rich dick archetype, like he's like, wait, I can't move. Oh, he's like the world's first trillionaire, let's say. And how do you split it? You just, oh, here, split, drop. He's like, what the fuck? He's like a rich dick, but he can get away with being a rich dick because he's able to, like, he cured cancer, and he's the world's first trillionaire, and he terraformed a planet, and like all these kind of things combined. So because he's done so much, nobody can question him, right? But he's such a unbelievable dick. So there's like this awesome scene where he's in a meeting with like all the leaders of the world, and he's fucking totally shitting all over them to their face and talking shit like, oh yeah, didn't you cheat on your wife and this and that, and he's just totally reaming into them, and nobody can say anything because they know they need his help, and they, you know, he's just so brilliant that you can't question anything he does. That's one of those like, oh, you're too arrogant, you're overconfident, but you're actually not. You're adequately confident because, you know, it's actually justified. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they stole that namesake, but that was exactly, it's just random. I don't know. That almost feels wrong. Like, and it's just some random character. I don't think he was particularly, you know, notable. It was just somebody in the starting area. That's just so specific. Okay, go ahead and make the fucking storage boxes again. There's no limit really to how many you should make here. See, at least I'm getting shit done, even though I'm in my base the whole time. It's gonna be one hell of a fucking base, dude. We're here for keeps, dude. We're not dying again. This is the real game. Whether it be because I'm playing on PC or whether it be because I'm initiating this final sequence, I can't say, but I almost feel like playing Hearthstone after this because that's always my standard, and it's way too fucking late, but I guess I can't really worry about it. Why does this keep running out so fast? So plenty of meat. We don't have any sort of storage capability, or not storage, but like any sort of cold storage. Gonna get a refrigerator later. That'll be revolutionary. All these great human innovations that are just fucking for convenience. There's no deeper meaning to any of them. Like, you're just lazy and it lets you fucking eat food without having to go out and hunt for it yourself. Not like any profound thing like, oh, it changes life or it proves human excellence and brilliance and dominion over nature and shit, dude. You just want to sit on your couch and watch TV and fucking drink a beer from your fridge. That's all it is. So everything is reduced to like this mundane thing, right? A sort of absolutist view, like all human accomplishment is just half-mass zero-sum means, in the sense that it just makes your life easier in sustaining itself. It doesn't actually do anything deeper. Like, it doesn't give you meaning to your life, it just gives you means to your life. In other words, here's how we can do all the things we didn't choose to have to do easier, like you know, we have to eat, so you can improve the quality of food and the taste of it and how filling it is and how healthy it is and the quantity that you have and how easy you can get it. But it's still the same thing, right? You're just fulfilling a need that you were given just by nature of being born, that you had no choice and no say in. So it's like you're overcompensating for the reactive tendency. This was a good debate discussion we had. Like, there's not even really a debate, this was just a topic. Right, so if you understand absolutist theory, it would be like, you have this. Okay, you're born and you have this like non-choice reaction standard. So you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to whatever, sleep, use the bathroom, all these things that you didn't choose to do. And so there's sort of an existential quandary for people that happens because of it, which is like the best you can do is overcompensate. So like, oh, I'm going to eat the best food that tastes the best, and I'm going to do all these things. But in other words, you're reveling in your lack of choice or meaning in what you're doing. So, for example, can I actually make a box here? I can. So you didn't choose it, but you're going to revel in it. Like, I'm going to have the best tasting food to mitigate the fact that, oh, I didn't choose that I had to eat in the first place. Or that's why there'd be like an absolutist resentment for those needs. Like, no, I don't give a shit what I eat. I'm going to be a minimalist. I'm not going to emphasize it because it's something I didn't choose. So, you know, you resent the need that you have to do it, and you do it just because you have to do it as minimally as possible, as opposed to the other standard, which is overcompensative, to say like, I'm going to try to dress it up and act like, oh, try to find meaning in means, like in this non-choice reaction, I'm going to find special meaning, like, oh, that's what life is about. It's about sustaining yourself in the most comfortable way possible in a zero-sum reactionary sense. So that's one perspective. Then the other point with that discussion was, what do you call it? Like, okay, first of all, I have to repair that stupid hammer. Why is my inventory half full there? I'm never going to be able to fucking organize this shit, dude. That'll be next episode. But it does make me happy looking at the number of boxes that we have. We just need some flint probably. Okay, so that's one area of the discussion. Yeah, who needs a debate format when you could just do this shit, dude? Make 100 boxes in ARK while just talking about shit. This is how I should have played it. I was playing it too much more like a normal game, like you're trying to... Yeah, look at that explosive thing. Even the sound of it is so violent. It definitely didn't do that there on the console thing. Yeah, you either resent the needs or dismiss them like, oh, it's just a need. And so that's all of human innovation and technology and achievement. All people have ever done is taken their non-choice reactive tendencies and made them more comfortable and more convenient. So none of that provides any inherent meaning to their existence as far as like any sort of other standard, right? It's all zero sum. It all ties into just sustaining oneself in a more comfortable, more convenient, more effective, etc. way. And so none of that has inherent substance. So people will say it's sort of a half-assed hedonistic standard, like there's a belief that you want to like, oh, you want to have the best foods and you want to have the best drinks and whatever, and you want to have a relationship, all these things tied to pleasure or hedonism, especially stimuli acme stuff. So for example, what is that thing over there? Is that aggressive? Is that going to be a raptor that just kills me? I don't feel like I've seen whatever that is too often. You know what you can kind of probably do is hide in your house, because that kind of worked. I should leave my door open. I did that against the bird and it couldn't seem to figure it out, right? It didn't know how to open the door, so I don't know what that is. I assume it's aggressive and I assume it's going to kill me, so there's nothing I can do. We'll start building maybe on the other side. Let's make like one more, I guess. A little more wood, a little more fiber. Like, I'm scared even in the vicinity of my own base. Like, I have to go from one side of the lawn to the other. Yeah, there's some great points in that, just to sort of put things into perspective, right? You're trying to look at it like, what is something that's not zero sum and not tied to sustenance? You could look at folly favoritism as a distracting standard, for example. All these terms that I should have like fucking had published and in my namesake, but basically folly favoritism, just anything to do with like what I'm doing right now, but like anything to do with distracting yourself so you don't think and don't question the existential nature of your existence, or half-mass social contrivance state that you're reduced to and indoctrinated for within society. These little rehash takes that I can breathe through like I'm Ben Shapiro or something. Not in terms of ideology, I mean like in terms of how fast he talks. But yeah, so that's one point. The other point was wait, why can't I make it? Wait, where did it even go? Oh, here. Fiber. Fucking always gets me with the fiber. And of course, that's something that you would never have to worry about running out either. And in fact, if there was something that caused stuff to respawn, regrow, it would obviously be the rain would help you a lot with that. You're going to have one part of the playthrough where there's a drought and you're just going to be fucked. So I don't know what that thing's going to do to me, but it's very easy to get overwhelmed by stuff. Like, it doesn't take much to kill you in this game, at this stage especially. Not that I've really seen much of another stage. Like, what's the highest level I've been? Probably like 40 something. And so the point is you're just too weak. You can't do anything. The only thing I can kill are the stupid poison spitters. And even that, if there's like 2 or 3 of them, then I'm just screwed. Let's start building on the other side here then. So our base, this is a good way to look at it. Don't worry about building your base in multiple places. Your base will extend from here the entire world. Because we're going to build boxes like every fucking 5 steps. Like, you would think that should be enough. Right? Like, maybe I should just organize it. I cannot imagine needing more than that. So like, all the berries are trash and I don't even want them. So let's just go one by one. It's kind of okay to even be over encumbered now at this stage, because you would be like, let's actually compare. How similar does this look to that? Not really all that similar, but it kind of matches the vibe of the game, I guess, a little bit. Isn't it at least better than the fucking Windows mouse? Set a pin code on a wooden box, dude. What kind of low-tech confused universe is this, dude? I haven't seen this confused of a sci-fi setting since George Lucas put samurais in space in Star Wars, copying fucking Hidden Fortress and Akira Kurosawa, who never gets enough credit as a filmmaker. Now, where did that come from if... Oh, it comes from here, okay. So some of this stuff actually goes bad, not grindable. That's what she said. Let's see what we got here. So what we want to do is like, it's confusing because there's too much shit going on. Like, there's too much stuff in here. We want to put like each resource in its own thing, and berries just get tossed. So for example, okay, that's empty. A lot of these should be empty because we just kind of did it. I don't mind being over encumbered, but this is kind of a symbol of the whole playthrough. We'll barely be able to move, but as long as we can turn, we can figure it out. So like, I'll put, this one will be the thatch box, right? Rename it. I mean, but how would you rename it? That's the thing. It's got to be in RP. Like, what is the, I'm not going to even use that mechanic. I'll just do it manually. You put all the thatch in here. Inventory management is one of my favorite things in games in general, but some games just do it so... Yeah, that's why I hate Diablo-style games, because there's no management. It's like all fucking face roll dumb shit, but you get an upgrade every 0.5 milliseconds. What else is in there that would be relevant here? We would have to put something down. Let's put it there for now, just so I... So that's just like a placeholder, but we have to go through all of these and see what do we actually have. And obviously not every resource would justify its own storage box, but there's only so many that we're going to keep. It's not like we're always going to have, like hide, for example, is a good one to have. It's not like it's going to go bad or something. Okay, that one's empty. So we've done this whole section. This one's the placeholder, that one's the thatch. So what is something here that we could put? We could put the wood. That seems like a reasonable one. Or first of all, we can put the thatch. This will be so nice and organized once it's done. It'll all be worth it. This is a psychological thing that's good too. Like, this makes you commit to the run. Like, I'm not going to die on this character because look at how much we've already put into it. We should put it in some sort of order that makes sense. Like, okay, thatch, wood, like thatch, fiber, wood, right? So fiber can go here, wood can go here, right? Then the okay, that was the placeholder box. Or wait, no, it wasn't. Then this one could be like flint, like stone, flint, and maybe hide. Those kind of make sense. Let's do that. Kind of in the order that you get them, or in the order that they can sometimes be be relevant. Let's take everything else out, or just take everything out, put the thing back. Where's the fiber? Should be in the second one, I think. Fiber goes here. So we want 1, 2 for all this like stupid stuff, like all the dumb stuff that's going to be the stuff that you start with, basically. That one should be maybe a little bit out of the way. Like, we'll go transfer it from this box to that box. So it'll just be in some kind of weird spot, so you know to stay away from it. Or wait, now how did we end up yanking the hide again? So some of this I don't even want. Right. Some of this will be good usable stuff, and some of it is a placeholder that I don't want. So it's kind of hard to figure that out. This is gonna end up going bad. This is weird. I'm a little bit confused. Like, let's start from here and do like all. Oh wait, what? Oh, I did that kind of backwards of how I was trying to do it. Okay, let's put in this one the novelty stuff, right? Like that you start with. Like, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. It's just there, whatever. This, at least I got, right? But, nah, maybe I should separate that. This I got for getting some stupid achievement, like, oh, survive your first night or something. So one of these is going to be, oh my god, I can't move. Fuck me. That's my fetish. I can't move. Fuck me. Not the first time that scenario has occurred. No, basically you want it to be in such a way that you can put all the novelty stuff in one of these. Like, for example, no, wait, what's going on? Okay. This one, you want to put the saddle, you want to put this, you want to put this. And so that's good. Now we can put the rocks and we can put the hide in a different one. So the rocks were in like this one, I think. That's the flint. This must be the rocks. Then the hide was supposed to be in the third one, but now I've kind of lost track of it. Metal could also go, you know what, let's put metal here. Not that we have very much of it, but these are kind of like two very cohesive rows, right? You got thatch, fiber, wood. You got rock, flint, metal. So it's all like in the same family of resource. Clearly, this is the level that we have to do it at. Okay, oil. Okay, we want like hide, oil, chitin, stuff like that here, I guess. I mean, at this point, it becomes a little bit harder to gauge some of these. But like these ones are all. Let me think. Let me put them here. These will be like novelty things that are like one-off. Like, we don't have much oil. We don't have much of the pearls. These are gonna go bad, so I almost don't even care. But we'll leave it there for now. So these are all like just random things that we found in the world, and then we should make one that's for like, or even like see, this is where it's gonna get clogged up though. I made this just to make it, but it wasn't. Well, whatever. I shouldn't do that though, because these are things that we found naturally. These are things that we made ourselves. Well, whatever. It's fine for now, I guess. So all this stuff can just kind of go. Right, like, no, you know what? Maybe I should make another one for that. So what? Let's try to recap. Okay, thatch, fiber, wood, rock, flint, metal. Then this one is hide. Then this one is apparently like a placeholder. I don't know how that actually ended up happening. But from here we can like reach all of them. Look how cool this is. How does it keep bugging out like that? I don't get it. I keep targeting something and it's doing something different. Yeah, we can like reach every single one from here. Flint. Yeah, I'm like looking at a different one, but it just doesn't acknowledge it, I guess. Okay, this one is going to be the rock, or it's not. Okay. Rock goes here. Metal goes here, I think. Still flint. Gotta go a little bit here. The prompts are a little bit janky sometimes. Okay, we can move a bit there. You put a fiber in there. This is just all going to be a net positive because you're never gonna, you know, just have it. Like, even if I never use it, it doesn't hurt just to have this stuff here. So we need one for my own personal stuff, which should almost be one of these, right? This is novelty stuff. This is, well, like, this is stuff that we made, but these are like more consumable, usable. But no, that actually makes sense. Like, we made this. It's a stone. You didn't make this. Ha ha ha. But no, we made all this shit. Technically, we made this through an achievement, so it's fine. We made this, we made this, we made this, we made this. But these are more like tools. So maybe that should be separate too. Because not every, well, it's okay, it's okay. So let's just make sure what we got, okay? Let's look at it again. Okay, that's the stuff you start with that I don't really care about. I feel like you started with more than that too, but that stuff that I made, this is stuff that I found. That's like exotic resources, basically. If I was to name them, I would do that. But the way that you would properly name it is you could put a note in there that says it, or you could like put a sign that says it next to each box or something. That would be the more manual way that you would have to do it. Okay, that one's hide. This one's free. This one's free. So maybe I should, I guess that's okay for now. So this will just be random stuff that I've made. That would be kind of like, see, most of these should be at 1. Like, why is that at 2? Because I have 2 stacks of fiber. This is going to be a lot. This is going to be rocks, only 35. There's going to be more stuff on the other side. Take the flint, metal. I've never used metal for anything yet, but that's fine. Hide. Empty, empty. Damn, this is actually pretty fucking organized. Yeah, so this is like novelty stuff that I don't have a ton of, so it's okay. This is stuff that I made, and then this is stuff that I started with that I'm not going to use, but whatever, it's just there. So see, now I need thatch for the fire, so I could easily do that. Is there actually meat in there? 31, man, we have so much meat, but I'm not going to be able to really do anything with it. In fact, I can't even carry it, or I can't even put it all there. The berries I don't really want. I mean, we can just let that go. So let's see what's in here now. There are going to be a bunch of random resources. You're encumbered already. Encumbered by these fucking non-consensual berry pickups because you just have no choice. So one of them was stone, so that'll be all the way here. Only 2. A little bit of wood is gonna be here. If you double click, it just does 1. I feel like that should almost just move it all together. You have a little bit of fiber here. And again, just berries, berries, berries. I could make a berry box, like just for my whatever tendency that I have. I always hear like some weird sounds. Yeah, this game is actually very different than I guess I would have thought. I don't know if that's aggressive or not, actually. I feel like I've seen them before, but I don't want to find out. I feel like it's not, but I'm not gonna take my chances here. I mean, you can obviously see it says 0 out of 15, but as a caveman who doesn't have x-ray vision or the greatest memory, I should have to manually do this shit to figure it out. Okay, this one will take. Probably over encumber my dumbass again. Are you fucking serious? Okay, we'll do it now. How are you still over encumbered after you do that? What am I even carrying? What? I have berries, and I have meat, and I have wood. Like, what is this? I'm so confused. The berries themselves must be over encumbering me then. Like, what is going on? I guess they do weigh, you know, enough when you have that many of them, but are you fucking serious? It was actually the berries that were doing it, not all that shit I picked up. Even all that still didn't encumber me combined. So the thing is, okay, we'll go back, we'll deal with some of this. I'll make some stupid berry box somewhere here too, okay? So we'll go through again. We have some wood here. We have some fiber here. We have some thatch there. Again, I argue we don't even have a use for a lot of this stuff, but since I keep doing this compulsively anyway, it's like I just go out on an adventure and pick up some stuff 5 feet away from my base. What an epic, exciting adventure, and then that's what ends up happening. I could have one for the spoiled meat, like I don't know why, but none of these ones are even used, so these would just be backup in case I decide to you know, obviously need them later. It could be for different resources. I mean, at least for the core resources, that sort of makes sense that you would so this can be the berry box. We'll put one for spoiled meat too, I guess. I thought there was another one actually. Are we actually done? Huh. That was it. I mean, these are presumably going to spoil anyway. And we have so much meat now, I can almost get away with just, I can almost get away. Why is my health like at half? I guess just the cold is doing it to me. What's going on? The fuck? Man, imagine if I died of something like that. So, I mean, pretty much I did a satisfactory amount. I just wanted to show off my boxes, but the forces of nature won't even allow me to enjoy that much. Or I guess if I just carry this, you should be fine. And you know what I should really have with all the excess thatch that I do have? I should grab, oh my god. I should have this shit on, obviously, anyway. Jesus Christ. If you eat like a lot of meat back to back, it does end up healing you. But you would think just generally it would heal you too, regardless. No, a hurricane's gonna come and sweep all my valuables away. A lesson in humility and minimalism. That's what we were just talking about. So that's berries, that's meat. You know, maybe you should be allowed to name it, but no, that's the way I would do it, is like I would literally make a sign for each one that says what's... Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? No way, dude. What the fuck is going on with the game? Where did my narcotic even go and all that? Why is this so brutal? Like, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just standing in my base, trying to fucking put shit in my boxes. A disgusting act by Mother Nature. Like, just let me fucking do my base, dude. The game doesn't like the fact that I'm conquering it by simply doing nothing and just sitting here forever and exploiting the fact that, like, really, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Like, aside from, like, oh, craft this one thing or do this one thing, that whatever. Like, just sit in your house because you're gonna die to the rain. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, we could put a sign that actually shows what's in each row. That would be a more RP friendly way to let's see what it takes to make a sign. It would be almost hard to fit them, but let me see. I could plan this like for when the rain stops, then we'll have like a pure hands-on thing. How a caveman would know to write at this extent, I don't know. And they're very cheap to make. Yeah, 5. I could even use the stash of stuff to do that, but I won't. Just whatever. Give us something to do. So we have I don't know what hypothermal insulation really is, even in a real world sense. Like, yes, there's certain things you can wear that protect against heat, but I mean, you know, it just doesn't make as much sense. Like, the way that you deal with heat is you just don't wear anything. You just take your clothes off. There you go. Problem solved. You know, whereas with this, it's like, okay, the more you wear, you know, protect against the cold. It's just sort of oxymoronic. They're only level 20. I mean, it would take a long ass time to do that, but certainly my style of play is very slow and methodical anyway. Did it stop raining? Oh, it almost sounded like that was the rain just from the thing itself, the fire. ASMR cozy fireplace stream, but at least I did do something. You can't say that I just completely exploited the... Well, I'm not even really benefiting too much from doing this either, but... Let's get a ton of shit with which I would be able to make a bunch of signs, I guess. You know, maybe I'll use the oh fuck. Maybe I'll use the thatch. Actually, I don't feel over encumbered. Why do I feel like I'm moving so fast? I mean, I just can't sprint. Like, there's levels of encumberment. Okay, so here we can make some signs, and we get to, did I really just never notice those two little things? They're so annoying. Like, why do I want to see that there? See those little two orange things in the middle of the screen? So here, we want to decide to make a bunch of these. You need a bunch of fiber, which again, you have the luxury of being able to use what you stockpiled, but I almost don't want to. But you arguably don't need maybe that much. That should be more than enough. So how many signs would I actually need? Like 24, I guess. I guess just as many as I can make, I'll just do it. Wow. Look at this, dude. This is a dream come true. No, nobody has ever been this methodical in this game, at least not at the very beginning. Like, sure, you could do it in the long run after 100 hours of playing, but I guess this is how you work to this point. But this base is very precious to us, just with how much we've put into it already. So clearly we would fight that much. Like, what you fight for is more important than what you fight with. Also, you're fighting with a dinky fucking spear and you're getting killed by a raptor, so that's kind of more relevant, but that is a good old expression of mine. You have to really, you know, have some strong motivation behind it. So how many we got? We'll have 13. So what we'll do is we'll go around to each box and we'll put a little sign. Some of them will be blank because I don't know what's going to go there, and they're just excess, but we have obviously a lot of them are defined, and I like the kind of rows of each category. You know, thatch, fiber, wood goes together, rocks, flint, metal go together, things like that. Day 4, really, it feels like it's been more than that. Temperature 9 degrees Celsius. Of course, they're going to use the universal metric there. I've never really paid attention to how much time passes. Like, a minute is a second, basically, I guess. Which is a pretty long time. Like, the nights can be a little bit boring, just in terms of having to wait through and not do anything. That's maybe one problem with survival games, like Don't Starve, The Forest, this game. Night is sometimes just very empty. Like, yeah, sure, you're under threat and you're getting attacked by stuff in Don't Starve, or the natives on the island can kill you in the forest. But the point is that basically a lot of it's just standing around and you have to wait because you don't really feel like going out at night. So the fact that it lasts so long can be a little bit annoying, especially when it lasts the same amount of time as the day. Okay, I was just fucking around with my cursor to see if I could get it to so this should be like the link select, like when you hover over something. Doesn't seem to work all the time, or maybe it does it like once in a while, like it has a cooldown. But yeah, see, I like that glow. Or it almost just seems to be happening at random intervals. Maybe it has nothing to do with selecting something. Yeah, what the fuck? Well, whatever. It's just, you only see it but so often anyway. Let's go ahead and put these signs down. I can't really figure out exactly how to do it though, because it's going to be too heavy, so I could put a whole bunch in here just again as a placeholder for now, and then we'll take a couple of them. Let's maybe split it in half here. Or wait, you can't even split it. You're encumbered. Can I move around a little bit? I can't. That's actually weird. Why can't I? Or no, you can only do it. You can only do it when it's already in your inventory or something. Okay, 12 would be enough for this area at least. Let's go around and just do this. Let's put it on rank 8. Number 8, I mean. What happened to the narcotic? I guess somebody stole it from me and maybe he just ate it, or I thought I got it back. Actually, I have no clue what happened to it. Not that I'm a big fan of using them, but I figure I should always have one. And we could maybe make like a chest for them too. These could almost go... just gonna try to figure a way to make it very clear so that you can actually see what is what here. That didn't actually work out too well, but you get the idea across at least. Like, let's put it there, put it there, put it there. They're just too big. I mean, there's no way around it. You could almost have just put one down and use that to what the fuck? How is it obstructed over there? Yeah, it doesn't matter exactly where you put it, like just... Okay, so there's one that's really going to be difficult here. I didn't really think of this when I was first doing it, but... I guess I can put both on one there somehow. We'll put like one here. One there. Okay, that's good. And yeah, the middle one, you'll have to just figure out something else. Put a whole bunch of these here. We would almost have needed just like a smaller one for this. That's maybe too close to the fire. It's gonna spread and burn down all the boxes, or fucking Don't Star reference 1 million. You could have that happen. Like it'll catch on fire with one thing and then it'll spread, burn down your whole base just like in one shot. So let's wait and actually see for that to happen. We're basically testing for it. This almost makes it look a little bit ugly. Maybe I put too many of these down, but it will be okay. Yeah, they're much bigger than I would have thought, so maybe it doesn't work exactly how I intend it. See, this is a more RP friendly way to do it. You could just name the box itself, but that doesn't seem very right. Like, that's too simple. A lot of these I won't even have to mark because I don't know what's even going to go in there. I want to make one narcotic just to have it. Or wait, how come I have more? Oh, because those ones didn't really work. Almost like put it right on top of the fucking box. I don't know. There's really no way to do it, I guess. So let's just leave these, or again, where would this kind of thing go? I guess it could go in here because you would say, okay, these are things that I made, right, that I'm not using right now. And so now, let's see, how do we make the narcotic again? You need the spoiled meat, you need a narco berry, and you need a... It's sort of spoiling stuff that I haven't made or done yet. Narco berry, spoiled meat, let's see. We do have a thing specifically for berries too, but I doubt they would be in good shape here. We do have like 66 of those. I don't know how much spoiled meat we're gonna have. We could have a little bit coming out. I just want one, but we could have. Okay, I guess we don't have any in there. We make like a little medicine cabinet over here. No. Fuck. The drugs, you go ahead, put that in there, put that in there. We should be able to make 2 of them at least there. Nice. So from that, you would decide to make a little box of it, probably on the other side next to the other things. And then the narco bears I don't even really want, but that's okay. Or those are actually on my person, so maybe I'll split one, put one in there just to symbolize my intention here. Wait, what? Oh, that's because I don't have any spoiled meat anymore. So we'll put that, we'll put the spoilage there, maybe medicine cabinet here. So like one of the narcotics can go there. So put it there. Put it there. Defaults to my thing there. Okay, go ahead. Split stack, split one. Put it there. Let's just label the things, and that was a pretty productive session, even though we didn't leave our base. At least I did something with it, and we're getting very immersed in our whole character here. So okay, this will be berries, right? Specifically, I guess you can do it that way. I wish you could modify the text more. We can get a mod for that. This one is going to be spoilage, which you might think, oh, why even keep it? But there is a certain value to it, like spoiled meat. And then this would be medicine, like the fucking, that's what we'll call it, the narcotic. You know what was stupid? I never really go to the doctor, and I never really use medicine, but the one time I did, they gave me this pill that you have to swallow, and then I couldn't swallow it, so I went back and I gave them the whole bottle, right, that I hadn't even, like, I took out one. It's not like, oh, you're doing it just to get extra because you want to overdose and get addicted to it or something. You literally give them back the same bottle, but they say, oh, we can't give you the chewable one. Like, what the fuck? It's the same thing, dude, and I didn't even use it. So berries, spoilage, medicine. The rest of these I don't think had anything in them. Let's see. I mean, this is how you know you're taking it for real, dude. Who said cavemen didn't have OCD? All these new age conditions and terms that people use in an exploitative, labeling, reductive way to try to define people by arbitrary preferences and idiosyncrasies that everybody's always had in the whole history of humanity. That is the feigned normalcy of the modern social contrivance state. But basically anybody with a basic understanding of human psychology would know that, but yet people use these labels in ways that don't make any sense, right? Like, you know, oh yeah, the normal average person has no preferences or idiosyncrasies or anything. They're just a blank slate template, right? And then all of a sudden someone comes along and, oh, you like to be clean, oh, so you must be OCD, or oh, you're not very outgoing, so you must be a sociopath or autistic or something. It's like, it's so, people don't understand, like, everybody has certain personality traits. That doesn't mean that a label is defining you or something like that. I don't know. People are very dumb, to say the least. So here we can do a 2 for 1. Okay, so we know this one is Thatch, obviously. It doesn't seem to matter whether you are capitalized or not, does it? That's actually weird. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a difference. I'm not doing it, but it looks the same there. Thatch. Let me guess. I'm gonna die to the fucking cold because... Oh my god. I almost just was before, too. So much fucking rain. Thatch. This was fiber. We have enough fiber, actually, because of the... fucking whatever, how much we're pooping, how many times have I made that joke. Then wood, then this is I think rock, this one is flint, then we have the metal, which again almost doesn't seem to justify a thing, but whatever, it seems to fit, at least with the style of that row here. Metal, and then this one's gonna have to be a double, so this will be hide, and okay, wait, what? Nothing. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I don't even need those, but theoretically I would have to do a double. I thought there was something else in that row with hide. Anything, you know, you could almost say meat, like something that goes along with that same category, but the fact that it spoils is no good. So, or you know, instead of spoilage, I could just name that one meat, but it's not going to be regular meat most of the time because I'm not going to have that much and it's normally going to be in the fire. I could have multiple fires cooking at it, but I could just put spoiled meat, so it would still count for the same category. So we'll make this exotic resources, just rare and interesting things that also don't go bad. This one is basically tools, I guess you could say. Something about this one seems a little bit odd. I don't know. These ones are tools. This one's really not. I guess they are though. Okay, fine. Exotic. Let's put a little. Wait, what? Oh, it just undoes it every time. Exotic tools. Right, so that covers both categories, and then this one could be the I forget. Starter gear, which of course I'm not going to use. Or you know what, they're all one word, so you'll know that's the starter set of stuff. So how many are we not actually utilizing in any way? We are not using 1, 2, and right, that's represented by I guess only the one sign, but we're not using 2 boxes, and we're not using like 3, 6, 9 over here. And then the medicine, I think I forgot to actually put this in there. Or no, I did. I just want to do that instead. So we have that on us in case I need it. Everything else is looking good. So our base at a glance is actually quite beautiful and quite organized. Even in an RP friendly sense that we have to do it manually. Write ourselves notes or something. And then... you know, you would be in a situation where you could just moonwalk up your own roof here. You would be in a situation where you could obviously fill up each of these boxes with the thing, but I don't really have to do that. It's just good for all the excess that I always tend to get. The thatch, fiber, wood, rock, flint, metal, hide, unknown, exotic stuff, tools, and then the starter stuff. I feel like you started with a lot more stuff, but that could be because that was on the console one where you have all the DLC and stuff, so it gives you even more shit. What is that? What? What am I... Oh, are you looking at like the bed through the door? Okay, so that's a good session, I guess. That's actually not even that long, but it's longer than what we usually do. So maybe next time, let's make a plan. Like, what could I do next time? I could try to explore a little bit, but I almost don't even want to. Like, we gotta play it super safe. Level 21. We're in a good spot. There was maybe something I was thinking about doing. I mean, I'll explore a little bit, but I'll try to play it super safe. You know what I noticed here is it says shootergame.exe, ARK Survival Evolved. Why the fuck does it say that? Like, is that somehow some troll by the company? Or yeah, it's a shooter game, but it's actually a survival game that's actually about fucking dinosaurs. So here we continue with this in terms of my first of 12 lives that I have left. And so we've been playing it really safe, and I'm going to continue to do that. This will just be this will be it for now, and then later on today I want to do my Thanksgiving tradition, which is to do a little Red Dead bounty hunter thing. Oh, and I finished ARK? I'm not even sure yet. I was thinking almost like Sea of Thieves or something, but I don't know. So all I'm going to do here is like what I was doing last time, where I organize all my shit. I'm going to make like a ton of boxes of just weapons, like just the spears, so I can start using them as a thrown weapon. I would show you an example, but I don't want to waste this one or throw it, but like that way I have a ranged weapon that actually does damage, because the slingshot is just dog shit. So we're just going to stay here and build up resources. That's all pretty much substantial, because this is, I just did my Wednesday stream even though it's Thursday, and now this is my Thursday stream, so I'll just do a short little session of this, and that way that opens up the door for me later to do that, to do Red Dead for my usual yearly tradition. And then on Christmas I obviously do Skyrim. So what do we need? Probably just a lot of random shit. But what I almost have to do with this setup is find a better way to... It's hard to explain, I guess. It'd be easier if I did face cam. Like, I can't sit up because the mic is at such an angle that I have to like almost lay down to use it. So that, of course, hurts my aim even more than normal. Not that I'm using that really as an excuse, but I don't know what I should do. Get like a taller table, or how do I do it in my other... I don't know. I have to get like a lower chair, maybe? I can't even figure it out. Yeah, I've been using this setup almost exclusively now. So even the mic is maybe not perfect, but it's okay for now, I guess. You should just get like fiber and stuff. These aren't actually all that hard to make though, so I've been literally in the same spot the whole time, but this shows you at least my commitment to this. Like, I'm not going to die now that it's gotten serious. That we I'm not sure whether that thing's hostile or not. I've been kind of eyeing it a little bit fearfully, but at least here we're in the vicinity of my house, so I could always just hide in my house if I have to. You could join your posse for Red Dead 2. No, I haven't played Red Dead 2, and I don't really want to. Or I might have done the tutorial thing. I could always save that for later. But I just want to do Red Dead 1 because that's just my usual thing. And I've never beaten the game, too, in conjunction with that. Like, I just always get so obsessed. Yeah, see, even here we have this nice little custom cursor. So we want, like, literally as many of these as I can make. You need a fuckload of wood. We have plenty of flint. Fiber's not going to be hard to come by. Yeah, just get a whole bunch of wood. These trees never really seem to run out. Like, sure, you might say, oh, they just grow back. That's how trees work. But there is a sense of somehow... I'm not really seeing them grow back, or how could they do it so quickly? We've only been alive for a couple of days, right? Like, oh, whoops, console commands. I'm cheating. Where does it say it? Day 4. Yeah, that's all it is. So you could just sit here forever and just like get to level 1 million or something, because you gain experience just for crafting and just for even standing in place. Like, watch, I'll just sit here and I'm getting like 0.1 experience, which obviously isn't going to be very consequential later, but still, it's good. Rewards you for doing nothing. Deadly. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of shit going on here. In fact, there was like a big dinosaur on the beach that was killing stuff. That should probably be weary. Like, this is literally the starting zone, and even one that's considered easy. But there's still all this shit to worry about. Yeah, so this is just meant to be a short little thing, almost just to obligatorily fill the slot, which I don't like to do things that way, but... Okay, we're only slightly over encumbered, so let's go make a whole bunch. We'll make a Little weapons cache here. Is that the same guy as he's getting a little too close to my base. It's making me nervous. We need like a million spirits to throw at him, except they're gonna weigh too much where I won't even be able to hold that many. Just if we remember and appreciate the Titan bow and how hard that was to kill, that I didn't really even kill myself at all. We don't have anything in there. We could put some thatch in there, I guess. So always keep that going. Don't we have that little torch here somewhere? Yeah, that one seems to go like forever. Let's do the build a bug base. A big base. Isn't this pretty big though? I have more storage units than I do my own house. Like these are way bigger than the house itself. So let me make a whole bunch of shit here as far as these spears. I could make more. I just need more fibers, I guess. Which we do have a whole bunch in the chest, but I guess the whole point of this is to keep some stuff in reserve because most of it's not really going to go bad or anything. So what point does it go from encumbered to way over encumbered where you have to actually... Okay, which one do I want to actually be the weapon? This is the first point. Starter stuff, tools. I guess it could just be any random one on the other side. Make floors and walls. I don't know if I can even do that yet. Or isn't that what it is? We have floors. Or you could just keep making it bigger. Like you could make... Combine 2 foundations, combine 2 walls, and keep expanding it. Yeah, that has been sort of the mood I've been in anyway. It's just like we want to sit here forever so we don't die. And just keep building shit and stockpiling stuff. I guess I could see if I can actually do that. Let me fill up at least like 3 chests with spears, maybe. Which might seem like a lot, but... How many spaces are even in one of these? It's like... We'll put it in this one, maybe. Or they even stack, so it's going to make it kind of redundant because... You have like 9 of these, so I don't really want... Shit. I don't really want them because I want to have like 2 on me here. Split 1. Split 1, right? We always like to keep 2 in case 1 breaks. And then we'll put this in there, 7. Yeah, so I guess even filling it up is a moot point because you're going to be in a situation where... That would take forever. Like you'd have too many stacks of them. Although I technically could do that here. Because I have nothing else to do, really. Let's eat some of this meat. I guess apparently we have no more meat to put on that thing. Having that little water thing is pointless, though, because there's always water around you, and it's not going to last long enough if you try to go in the higher elevations in the jungle and stuff. A single box isn't very good. You have a lot of storage, which is good, but you also need a large base. I guess I've never built anything more than just a basic house like that. It's like that thing I know is not aggressive. We've been around, so not that I really want to go too close to him anyway. Fuck. I'm encumbered as I'm fixing this, so let's go back again. I like how when both of your spears like break back to back though. Like you're hitting one of those baby dinosaurs and then they... I don't know what exactly is causing that to happen. I can understand if I'm fighting a turtle or something. You know, oh, I accidentally hit his shell or the hard part on his face or something. So let's see what we were doing. Should be this one here. So can I make a couple more maybe? You have wood, 8, 16, 24, 32. That should be good. Or it's always the fucking fiber that does it. Get creative. I should see how high this is going to stack up to as well. I just want to have a ton of these so I don't have to worry about them, I guess. Because it's really the only sort of offensive firepower I have. Which seems kind of dumb, both as a range and a melee weapon. Even the slingshot is not meant to do damage. Why did this go out? Huh? Didn't I just do that? Oh, I put one in there because I like double clicked it. This was to put the whole stack. Let's put this, make a couple more, put a couple more in there. I don't even know what it stacks up to, but this almost makes it too generous. Where you could literally store like a fucking million of them in there. You can almost build another base though somewhere else too. Let's see. We have 6 there. This gets a little bit confusing. We'll maybe keep a third one, 10. So it stacks up to 10. So I should fill up one whole box with them, which might seem excessive, but this is what I'm gonna do. I could just do it like right now because I have enough stuff stored in the box, but in order to preserve that, we'll do it all over again. You need a little bit of flint, but mainly you just need a fuckload of wood. The area should be relatively safe, but you never know. Like, why am I almost already over encumbered? Like, what's going on? Maybe I should store some of the stuff that I know I'm not going to need. See, this is the game of non-consensual loot pickups. You keep picking up stuff that you don't want, like all the berries, all the shit, and I'm too OCD to just get rid of it. So I keep getting over encumbered by stuff that I don't even want right now. Make an axe. Isn't this an pickaxe? I can't make anything beyond the row that I'm at, so I'm not gonna make anything. You know, whatever I have is what I have right now. Yeah, the only weapon I have is that. The spear. What was I gonna do? Oh, I have to store all this shit away. So let's actually see what we have. Flint, stone. Like, what do I actually need? See, I'm leveling up for doing nothing, though. This is the whole beauty of it. Yeah, see, like, nothing past row 7 I can actually make. So... yeah, what do I actually need to make it exactly? You need fiber, flint, and wood only. So... maybe I will actually use my reserves, because we can always get more. So fiber, I can't even reach it, though. What the fuck? We don't need rocks. We can just put that in the thing. 81. You do need flint. You don't need metal. You do need fiber. You don't really need thatch. Yeah, we're gonna have a fuckload of thatch, actually. You just need wood. That we can put the berries out. Or now that's actually full. So this poses a problem where... do I make another one, or is that good enough? Because you wouldn't think you ever need that much on hand. Kind of a good problem to have, where we're just rolling in resources. You can make a couple more right now. Too much unnecessary shit that I have, though. One of these is metal. I think is this one. Metal. And... apparently we have a whole bunch... wait, what? Wait, how is that even like that? I did this so thoroughly last time. I must have just put it in by mistake somehow. Why is there meat in there? What the fuck is going on? I swear that one bugged out or mutated or something. So flint we want to keep. Wood is fine. Fiber we kind of need. What else do we even have here? How do you unlock more stuff that you can make? Once I craft the next thing, which I need like some kind of other exotic resource for. I won't be able to do it for a while. We put stuff, we can put the berries away. This is what just drives you crazy if you're like me, though. There's so much shit that you pick up, and it's like, I don't want these things, but I also don't know what to do with them. I'm not going to just drop them. So this I don't really know. I mean, it's still to do with berries, and it will go bad. The spoilage can go there. This I don't even know what to do with. I have plenty of other boxes. I could just make like a second one for miscellaneous stuff or something. So we have too much thatch. Let's just do yeah, we could almost reverse it then. We'll put a thatch one in here. It's just gonna be hard to remember it. Like, I better put this down. Thatch 2. And then what was the other thing I had? Thatch, fiber. Something was kind of fucked up though. Like, why did this have so much random stuff in there? Okay, now we'll go out again and have the same problem, because we get like 1,000,000 fiber. We'll get like 1,000,000. Or yeah, let's do it like this actually. Let's just get only fiber for like 5 minutes, and then we'll put it all in there, and then we'll get only wood, and then we'll get only flint, and then from there we should have enough to make as many as I want. So I'll just focus on one thing until I'm over encumbered. See, what's doing it isn't the fiber. It's going to be the berries that are encumbering me, which is what's so stupid. Let's get like 1,000 of them. I don't get why I'm so heavy sometimes though. Or I guess I'm not getting any storage space. Like, as I level up, I'm not really getting any better at it. Almost seemed like I had auto walk turned on there for a second or something. So yeah, if we just use all the fiber here, and this is one of those infinite resources that you can just do this all fucking day. Fun and exhilarating gameplay. Now how much is that? That is 246, of which you need how many mathematically? You need 12. Oh, you're gonna need a lot more. Let's put the stupid berries away. I mean, to be fair, you need some of them for crafting at various points, like the narco berries or something. But generally speaking, it's not a very good thing. The 300, 246. You better just put those away too. I mean, if I was to do this where I just, you know, take out the flint. Like, fuck it. Let's say I deprive myself of that. So we take out all the wood and all the flint, which I don't know if I'll be able to reach them from here with how over encumbered I'm going to be. Whoops. Literally stand on the fucking sign. 115 and then 135. This still won't be nearly enough, but you should be able to make a fuckload of them anyway. Only 16. It's 12:44, so I can turn my brain off and not focus, so it's good. I focus, but I don't need to think. This is actually gonna take forever, dude. A full episode of just gathering spears. At least I have a designated spot for all these kind of resources. So I have to remember somehow, either I get a taller chair or I get a lower, or no, a lower chair or a taller table somehow to solve my problem here. I guess the problem is because I normally use it on like a TV, and now I'm just using it directly on the computer. So it makes it a little bit different. Get a taller table. Yeah, I guess I could. I have to get one that's sort of flexible so that you don't know exactly. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to move at all. Let's put these all in here for now, and then we'll figure it out. 10. I think it's this one, so I should actually put something on here, though. Like my armory. Or even just spears, specifically. For now, but this whole section of 3 could be an armory collectively together. You got 10, 20, and there's even still more in here. And again, no, I'd be tempted. Oh, I'll put them all in there, but you should always have one. Rule of survival, number 1. But I'll disobey that briefly now. So why the fuck can't I still make one? What did I use up all the way? I guess the wood, because I have plenty of flint and I have plenty of fiber. Yeah, this is the kind of slow-paced, thorough playthrough I should have done from the very beginning, but I guess I wouldn't have known how harsh, let's say, the game can be sometimes. So we are going to get over-encumbered again. Maybe I shouldn't carry all these other resources around, but it's okay. Go as far as you can until you're pretty much over-encumbered, and then just actually make some shit. Too much thatch. I like how my Path of Exile thing actually did exactly what I predicted it would do, is that it triggered everybody with my criticisms of that genre yet again. It does feel like something's bugging out, like it's lagging, where I'm moving and then I stop, but then it keeps moving for like a second. Let's make a whole bunch of these again. We're up to like almost 30, I guess. You'd be surprised how quickly these could go if we do actually get in combat situations, because we'll just be throwing them all over the fucking place, or they'll keep breaking. You'll kind of get spoiled the same way that like in Skyrim I do, like where I'll just use all my gold because I have so much gold left over and nothing to do with it, to just buy soul gems that are already fully charged, which might seem like a waste, but then it's like, you know, you no longer feel the need to fill them up anymore because you have so much money, so you may as well just do that. Let's see, we have 83 flint, we have plenty of fiber. Once again, I just need wood. What is even the limit of your normal carry space? Because you know, you see these empty boxes, but that doesn't mean that's actually part of the storage. Like, you look here, this has a fixed amount, but it won't show you like how, or no, it does show you there 15. So what does it show me here then? I mean, I guess it's more based on weight, not really the number of spaces. Yeah, let's clear out some more of these trees. Clearly these dinosaurs won't mind and won't come after me to try to kill me because I'm decimating their whole environment around them. That's why they won't kill you because you're hurting some wildlife. They'll kill you because they're trying to protect them. They'll kill you because you are killing their next meal or something. Could be a different interpretation. Even if they're like a herbivore, they'll still be pissed because, oh, you're killing all their trees and stuff. Okay, almost over encumbered. Let's go get some water. Imagine if I die from something like that. It'd be like a Far Cry 3 moment, where you go from taking no fall damage from a small fall to just dying from a small fall that quickly. I swear there's something going on with that. Right, like even there, if I don't know what's happening. This game does have a lot of bugs. I don't know if that would even constitute one, but let's go ahead and do this. You wouldn't even be able to tell whether I just farted in real life or whether I did in the game. Haha. It seems like fiber we have in excess, but we don't have enough of the flint to really last us. And the wood ran out really fucking fast. Even though our whole base is inundated with the or no, I guess we only need 2 flint, so that's not so bad. You make at least 50 of these more. Your character's always farting in this game, like whatever, defecating. I forget exactly on what timer it happens, or maybe it's based on exactly how much you eat Why would you say that? It's very random. What is? Well, like my commentary isn't usually very random. Referencing a debate point randomly that nobody would understand from like 10 years ago at various stages. You get as many of these as you can. I'm encumbered. Okay, I don't want to fully encumber myself. So let's just walk slowly back to base with no weapon on my person. Clearly this couldn't possibly get me killed. Even if I had a spear though, I guess I'm too slow to do anything about it. I wouldn't know whether it was you who farted or your character. Well, because your character does actually fart as a mechanic. You're constantly defecating, like that's what just happened. So it wasn't random at all. It was a reaction to that mechanic again. Which happens like every few minutes. I forget how often, but I swear that guy's just scaring me across the water. I don't think he's hostile, but or if he was, he'll just aggro right now because we saw how far the raptors aggro from. Oh, you didn't hear it? You'll see it pop up on the screen too. It'll say you defecated. To you, it was very random. Or you'll even see it on the beach somewhere. And you can use it for like manure or farming or something later on. Where is it? I don't know how long it actually stays there. Or I probably shat on one of my own boxes or something. What was I doing? I'll make a couple spears. I'll put them in here. Yeah, see, like even that. I clearly wasn't trying to walk on top of the box. Let's go here. Like watch, it'll happen like right about now as I'm even sitting here. I'm surprised that mechanic hasn't been memed on more. Just like even though I had never played the game before, you would think I would have heard of that. And I assume every time you go in the water, you're doing the other thing because apparently this is the kind of game where all those things are necessary to explain to you somehow. I don't want 4 of them. Let's go ahead and split half. And then we'll put all this shit away again. So the thatch thing is full. So where did I put the thatch number 2? It might be like right here. So these are starting to get a little bit random, but it's okay. Couldn't hurt to have them. They'll keep my fire going for pretty much the end of time. You have 2 of these. We want them just for our own personal protection. We have a good amount of flint still. A good amount of fiber. Nothing else really crazy that's weighing us down. Okay, let's go chop up some trees again. Do it again. So what are we actually up to though? This is gonna take forever. To have a good dinner. What did I have? I had like some sort of pizza. Yeah, it was okay. What do we have here? What is it? So that could have been my fault for my curiosity as far as getting so close to him. I was curious whether he was hostile or not, and he didn't seem to be, but then just by getting close maybe I scared him. I guess that's good. So that's actually life 1 of 12. So now we would have this one as the second one. We'll keep spawning in different areas. So I had the right idea there, but I mean, I guess my curiosity got the better of me. Because what you're, I guess what the game thinks you're trying to do there is like, it's like you're trying to tame it or something, so it does sort of get that sense. So that was kind of dumb of me.